How is it possible that we picked the winner twice in two completely separate categories out of... Dude, the unlikelihood of that is insane. But good pick. I picked it too. Good pick, but...
Oh my god.
Welcome to the 2021 WEEB Awards. We hope you enjoy your stay. My name is James. This is Jerms. And today, we're picking our favorite anime of 2021. So, we have 12 categories to go through, and we each have brought our own personal list. So, after announcing 4 candidates for each category, we'll be guessing the other's winner for that category. So, we'll have a point system, and we'll see who wins here. This is going to be very interesting. So, here's what the categories are. Best girl, we're starting right with that. We got right up front. We can't waste any time with that. Best protagonist, best antagonist, best animation, best fight, best OST, original soundtrack, best OP, opening, best ED, best ending, best studio, biggest disappointment, worst anime of the year, and to top it off, we have our anime of the year. So, this is gonna be spicy. This is gonna be fun. So, yeah, if you enjoy this content, make sure to leave a thumbs up and subscribe. We'd really appreciate that. Use the timestamps throughout the video to get to your favorite parts. And yeah, with that, welcome to the WEEB Awards. Here we are. All right, what are you drinking, Germs? What are you drinking? Say hello to the people out there.
Well, yeah, I got myself a nice little bottle of just a small little bottle of Captain Morgan here, you know,
Just
my
a-
preferred little bottle.
Just a small bottle. Just a small bottle.
You know,
I'm
might
rocking,
need to use the rest of this tonight. You know, never know.
You never know. You never know. If I'm not winning, you might have to drink that on your own. I have some Irish whiskey here. I got Proper 12. If any of you know who Conor McGregor is out there, a UFC star. It's not the best, but hey, we're making do with it.
It's our drinks of choice. You know, this is
So
our drinks.
when we guess the other person's category, the winner for their category, if we guess it correctly, the loser, the other person has to take a shot. So this is going to be very, very fun. I guess with that, I don't know if there's anything else to really meander about. Shall we flip a coin to decide who goes first, Germs?
Sure. Sounds good. Got a little lucky little dime here. So what do
Yep.
you want? Heads or tails?
Give me heads. Give me heads.
Heads. There you
All
go.
So I'm going first. All right.
Mm-hmm.
All good. Here's the 2021 WEEB Awards presented by Jerms and Mr. James. Yours truly. Okay, let's go over some ground rules. You know, always got to go over them ground rules. I'll refrain myself from making a sexual joke here. All right, so we got 3. It's very simple, very basic. Number 1, anything aired in 2021 is fair game. This includes episodes from continuing series. So, why is this a rule? Anything that began airing in 2020 and blended over into 2021 is up for grabs. I know that some people don't really care for that. Like some people kind of say, "Oh, well, that's a 2020 show. It began airing in 2020." Here's the thing: Dragon Ball Z began airing in 1989. Does anyone consider Dragon Ball Z an 80s show? Or One Piece, 99. I believe One Piece is 99. But like Dragon Ball, does anyone consider that really an 80s show, Dragon Ball Z? I mean, yeah, it began in 89, but most of it ran in the 90s. Let's be honest, right? So any episode that aired in 2021 counts, doesn't matter when it began airing. One Piece, hey, we could do One Piece here, right, Terms? If either of us were watching One Piece and we genuinely thought it was anime of the year, we could pick that one. Number 2, non-consecutive cores from one series count as a single entry. Okay, so anime has a trend of doing this whole part 1, part 2 type of thing. If it's in the same series, it counts as the same season, and it's one entry. Same thing. So, 86 aired in spring, and then also aired again in fall, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Counts as one season. 86 season 1. That's what it is. So,
Mm-hmm.
if we pick 86, it's both of those cores combined. Again, just making it clear for the audience out there. And then number 3, movies, specials, and OVAs are separate entries from their main series. So a good example of this is like, let's say, Boku no Hero's movie. If we pick Boku no Hero on this list, not only would I be surprised, but it also would not be containing the movie unless we pick the movie specifically. So if you pick season 5 of Boku no Hero, that does not equate to the movie as well. The movie is its own entry, just as
Mhm.
well as an OVA, as well as a special. They're just separate from the main series, and that's fine. We could still pick those if they aired this year, but we're not conglomerating them, kind of like we are the series, right? So
Mhm.
I think that's very, very standard stuff. All right. With the rules out of the way, let me just get a disclaimer out there. I have to. So, as you watch along, you're going to notice a couple things. One is that I'm the normie here. Germs is more the hardcore. He is the isekai guy. I'm not. So, here's what I'm not caught up with. And I can't judge stuff that I haven't seen. And same with Germs, even though he's practically seen everything. So, it's not a problem for him. Quintessential quintuplets. I'm not caught up with it. I don't know if it'd win any awards anyways, but I'm not caught up with it. ReZero. I'm sure that there's a lot of people out there that think it's anime of the year and think I'm crazy for not having it as a candidate on some of these entries. I have not caught up with it. I've seen a little bit of it of season 2, just not caught up. Fruits Basket. This one I have no excuse for this one. I've only seen season 1. Well, actually, like a couple episodes into season 2, but I'm not caught up, so I can't. I'm sure Fruits Basket would actually win a couple of these, actually, but I can't judge it if I haven't seen it. So those are what I'm not caught up with, and then one that I have not seen is Vivi. All right, the pitchforks come out. Listen, no one expected Vivi to be as good as it was, right? So I haven't seen it. Don't hate me for that. And so it won't be on my list, but if it's on, these are our personal lists, our personal tastes. If you think that it deserves any of these categories, let us know down below. We'd love to hear it. And worth noting, I'm not the isekai guy. You're not going to see isekai on my list. It's just not for me. There's an
You know what?
exception.
Hey.
There's an exception for one show out there, but we'll get to that when we cross that bridge. But pretty much on the whole, I'm not the isekai guy. So if you're expecting to see all that trash on my list, you're gonna have to wait and see it on Germs. And if you're mad that it doesn't win a category, be upset with him because I'm not the guy watching that kind of stuff. So direct all your hatred towards him. All right, ready to get into this, broski?
Oh, I'm ready.
Best girl. Best girl.
Starting
It's
spicy from the get go.
It's an important category. It's an important category. We're not trying to bury the lead here. I know that a lot of people want to see exactly what our best girls are. Let's take a toast real quick, Germs. Let's take a toast real quick to all the best girls out there. Because we could only have 4 candidates, but we know that there's more best girls that couldn't make the list, unfortunately. All right. Bachelorette number 1 is Komi Shoko from Komi Can't Communicate. If you don't have Komi on your best girl list, you're kind of trying to be contrarian at this point. She's cute. She's very likable. She's shy. She has a heart. I don't know what to say. I'm not saying she's the greatest character. I'm just saying she's a best girl, right?
Best girl.
And so if you watch the anime in 2021 and she's not even a consideration for best girl, I think you're just trying to be a hipster at that point. So that's Bachelorette number 1. Everyone loves Komi. And before the anime came out, everyone knew that people would go crazy over Komi, and here we are. People are. Bachelorette number 2, Nagatoro. This is where everyone starts to think of sadistic here, but let me stick up for my girl. Listen, she is a little bit of a tease, but if you're a real man out there, okay, there's nothing wrong with being teased at certain times. It crosses over into bullying at some points, and that's not good. We don't want anyone to get bullied, but that's just the way that she communicates, okay? So you get to see over the course of season 1 that she breaks out of her shell a little bit. She's a good person, somewhat, kinda. Anyway, she's best girl. That's my
best girl. Yeah.
Bachelorette
not
number
best
2.
Person.
Exactly. So Bachelorette number 3.
I knew this
Sakurai
one was coming.
From My Senpai is annoying. So here's a well, it's kind of mainstream, but not super mainstream pick, I guess. Because Senpai wasn't the biggest show out there, but listen, and she's not even like she's not like the main protagonist, unlike Komi, and unlike, unfortunately, right? So she's fantastic. I thought all of the scenes with her were really cute. And I mean, that's kind of the theme I have here for best girl. Really cute. Nagatoro's kind of, she's more spicy. She's the spicier edge, but Komi and Sakurai, very cute. I love her going on dates with Kazuma, and all around, just great character, just great character. And Bachelorette number
Oh, here we
4,
go. I was like,
coming
what's
left
the fourth
field.
one gonna be?
Coming left field is Toru from Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. Sorry, not sorry. This show's going to end up on a lot of these categories. I'm way too in love with this show to not have this on here. And yeah, what can I say about Toru? This season, she kind of changed from season 1. Season 1, she was kind of like a dependable, loyal character to Kobayashi. Now Toru is like straight up romantically in love with her. It's very interesting, especially how the
Independent.
season ends. Yeah, so she has the feelings for Kobayashi, and there's like a little romance. It's borderline creepy. It's like stalkerish at this point, but it doesn't mean she's not a good character. It doesn't mean that she's not fun to watch. And honestly, I really liked it where they took her character, kind of making her like a fanatic over Kobayashi. I thought that that was great to see. They did something. They took what was there and they amped it up to 11, and I think that that's great. And yeah, Toru. Everyone loves Toru. Who doesn't love this character? I mean, seriously.
Oof.
With that, those are the best girl candidates. Bachelorette number 1 is Komi. Bachelorette number 2 is Nagatoro. Bachelorette number 3 is Sakurai. Bachelorette number 4 is Toru. And with that, my friend, I hand it over to you, where you are now going to guess what my winner for best girl is, Jerms.
This is tough, man.
If you don't have one automatically come into your head, you can think out loud. I can't see you, so I'm not going to be... I won't be showing you facial expressions. I won't see how you're looking. So, yeah, what do you think, Jerms? What do you think? What are you going to go with here?
Ooh, this is a tough one. It's like I can't go wrong. There's no way I can go
They're all
wrong
great.
here.
They're all
But-
great.
But I can be wrong because you only picked one of these 4, so it's like oh, this is a tough one here.
Only one can win. Only one can win.
I know we both have different ways we go about best girls. We learned from our 3x3s. So
Yeah. Well,
this
hey,
is a tough one.
hey, instead of just picking waifus this time, I did pick more cutesy, girly, type characters. Not just I didn't go for the babes this time, okay, Germ? So you got to give me a little bit of
That's me.
credit.
That's mine. Don't worry. You'll see that soon.
Oh, so now the roles are reversed. That's great. That's great. All right.
This is a tough one. I'm just gonna go with my heart here. Sakurai. That's my guess here. That's what I would choose. But
Are you locking in that answer, Germs?
yes.
All right. Germs has picked Bachelorette number 3 for best girl. My 2021 best girl for my personal list. It's gonna be Sakurai. You're correct, Germs. You're correct.
I was like,
So now-
I love that little curtain there, man. I was like, was that Toru? I'm like, oh.
Oh, I love the suspense. The suspense is so good. Okay, so you now have a point, my friend. Hey, this was the gimme, okay? I feel like this is probably the easiest category. It's now time for me to take a shot.
Oh,
So
man,
while I take a shot, why don't you commentate about Sakurai and what you thought of my list? What did you make of my picks here?
yeah, I was a little bit surprised. I was really trying to figure out what the fourth one was going to be. I actually, Comey was a little bit surprised for me. I know Comey's obviously top tier. No question about it. I knew probably Nagatoro. I know Sakurai. But then it's like maybe Comey, maybe And then the fourth one, I was like, oh, this is like impossible. I don't really. You could say any show, and I'd be like, you could say Eris, you could have said, Ghislaine or something. I'd have been like, okay,
shit. And those are great choices, man. Those are great choices. I just felt with Comey,
yeah,
because she's just like the main protagonist of that show. I just felt like it's 2021. This is when Comey first aired. Like it's just a sin not to add Comey, but that's just how I felt.
Mm-hmm.
Here's my shot. All right, my friend. All right, got that cinnamon kick to it.
Hop over to mine.
Yeah. Yep, hop over to yours. Hop over to your live.
Now here we go. Now it's time for my personal list of best girls. This is gonna be you might not be able to tell. This is gonna be a hard one here.
Well,
let's start off with Bachelorette number 1 here. You ready for this?
All right, I'm ready.
The Bachelorette #1 we have.
Hey, look at that! Look at that! Look at that! That's great.
You know, I couldn't. You know, there's no way I couldn't pick Sakurai, man.
She's
Sakurai
great.
is such waifu material, my dude. There was no, I like when I was picking the best girls. I think she was the first one I put on. That's why I thought she's #1 here. That's the first one I thought of. So you know, enough. You know, I think we said before, but her character and the Kazuma, beautiful, 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 beautiful.
I like, real quick before you go on, I like that you use the same PNG as me. Fantastic. I love it. We're already off to a good start, Germs. We're already off to a good start. All right, let's see it. Let's see it. What else we got?
So this one, you know, I think you could probably tell by the title of the name there. It's an isekai.
No, that's the title? That's not a fucking description of her entire life? That's the title? Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay. Tell me about her.
Man, she's such waifu material, my dude. You know, I guess those some story spoilers. You know, she quits the princess life. You know, the good old, you know, easy life. Joins the MC in a nice little cottage selling little potions. Oh, and such beautiful moments between her and the main character, man. Such absolute top tier waifu material here. I don't know, like, I've seen so many, you know, fantastic shows, but just like in terms of just waifu material, Rit just came right to the front of my mind, you know?
Nice.
You know, it's a weird name, but just in terms of waifu material, she's top tier. The show might not be perfect, but she's pretty close.
I ain't looking at the name. I'm looking somewhere else, so I'm not complaining. Nice pick.
So, Bachelorette #3 we got. I think I might have talked to you about the show a little bit. This is Alice from the Young Master and the Grim Reaper and the Black Maid. Oh, absolute top waifu material here, my dude. Like, you know, maid cleaning, you know, taking care of him, the nice little cute moments, feeding him, teasing him. Well, it's like my Nagatoro equivalent here. The teasing one here. But you know, to my preferences.
yes. That's what this is, our personal list. Yep.
So that's Bachelorette #3. Absolutely love that show. So #4 is Emma from Special Training in the Special Secret Dungeon. Oh, absolutely top tier as well. I wish I could have found a better picture that wasn't super spicy, but you know, this is the best one I could pick on just to show on the camera. You okay?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Like, I absolutely love her character. Yeah, she's like the childhood friend of the MC, and just, you know, those lovable, cute little moments that they have together. And you know, the MC is not a little beta boy. He's a big Chad man with multiple girls.
That's important.
But she's #1 here.
Good.
She's #1 here. So let's go to the overall candidates here. So what do you think? This is probably a little hard one for you since you only know one of them, unfortunately.
Well, I know about 3. Emma, I can't speak on, and that picture is not the best. But like you said, you got to keep PG, right? So I understand. It's interesting. I think you have a really good selection here, actually. A lot of times you might pick some trash in there, but this seems good. I can't comment on Emma. I think Alice is good. That was the CG one, right? I'm gonna put that aside. I think it's between Sakurai and Rit. It's between those two, and here's the bold question: did you actually fucking pick the same one as me? That's the real question. If not, maybe you went with titties. So I don't know.
Well, I think I thought that's what all 4 of them are, James.
True.
What do you mean?
Hey, that's true. That's true. I got distracted there. Okay, but that's very true. I'm gonna go with. Did you pick the same one as me? I'm gonna go with Sakurai. I'm gonna lock in Sakurai. Did you actually go with the same one as me? Let's do it for the memes.
Let's find out.
Nope. Fucking,
you're close.
I had it between those
50,
two.
50. I was like, I was sweating right there. I was like, I'm gonna start getting ready to take a shot here. Oh, but just absolute wife material here, my dude. Just like how far her and the main character went in this show. Perfection here, perfection. Such beautiful moments between her and the MC. I wish I could be the MC, you know? Cry.
Don't we all?
So
All right.
that's our best girls there. You want to flip a coin for the next one, or do you want to just go back and forth?
No, you got the coin. Let's flip it every single time.
Okay.
I'll go with tails.
Okay.
Switch it up.
Tails again. Tails.
All right, fine. Fine. Let's get into our second category here, best protagonist. So, I am going by what the definition of a protagonist is. I don't know how Germs is doing it. We'll get to his list after mine. But a protagonist is the main character that you're following throughout the story. There's other main characters. There's tons of supporting characters, but the protagonist is really, what the story is, who the story is centered around. So that's how I picked my list. Germs might have bended that definition a little bit. Who knows? But these are my picks for best protagonist 2021. Candidate number one is Eren Yeager. I gotta say, so again, this is the normie list. I know that everyone's gonna say that these picks are so generic and everyone could see him coming, but Eren, I really do have a good reason for picking Eren. It's not just that he's part of the biggest show, one of the biggest shows out right now. Eren in Attack on Titan's final season, which is what we're judging here, by the way. The final season, part 1, started premiering in 2020 and blended over into 2021. So it is a candidate. As you know, Germs, and this is mild spoiler-ish here, we see him sort of undercover when we first meet him, right? And he's got the long hair, and you don't really know that it's him at first if you're an anime only. If you're a manga reader, you know what's coming. And the transformation for Eren, for me, is really what puts him here. The first 3 seasons, he's kind of like a main typical shonen protagonist. Like he wants to get sort of revenge and fight for justice and, get back at the Titans. But now he's sort of like this messiah-like figure. He's got the Jaegerists following him. He wants to eradicate his own bloodline, or so he says. Who knows? We're anime onlys. We're not... we have no idea how the shit ends. That's going to be in a couple weeks. That's going to be spicy. But just the fact that his character went from so kind of bland, not, just to be frank with it, a pretty bland shonen protagonist, to being someone who's interesting, someone whose motivation I can understand, but maybe not get behind, that's what wins him this spot for me as my candidate number 1 for best protagonist.
Ooh,
let's move on here.
It's not surprising, but yeah, I'm good to see. Good to see.
It's too hard not to pick him. I really thought about not putting him on here, but it's too hard not to. It's too hard not to. And a lot of people will hate this. All the non-Mushoku Tensei fans out there. Listen, Rudy is he's vulgar. Okay, we don't condone everything about him, but his character traits make sense because of the life that he lived previously, and we get to see him sort of grow up. I think I believe that. And I'm anime only, right? Germs isn't. So I believe season 2, we're going to have the time skip and see how he's matured. But throughout this first season, I felt that he matured very much so. We get to see him, what his life is like before, and we get to see him now sort of, his second chance at life, trying to, he learns magic. He wants to honor his family. It's just an interesting, fun character. No doubt about it. That's my second candidate. Third candidate.
Ooh.
You ready? You ready for the hot take here, Germs? You ready for the hot take? I really went through my list, and I'm not picking this just to pick her. I mean, Lena from 86, I really thought about it, and she was a very complex, interesting character. Does this make the show good? Not necessarily. Does it make all of the story good? The repetitive story from season 1 good? No, not necessarily. Does it make the side characters good? No, not necessarily. But the main protagonist of 86, I'm willing to say is a really great character. She's sort of loyal to her country, and she's very honorable. She's like, she's very square, and she starts commanding the 86, and even they were like, why do you care so much about us? Why do you put so much energy into us? No one else has cared about us like you have. And, she slowly learns about what her country is doing towards the 86 and how they're sort of oppressing them. And now it becomes a mental battle in her head. Which side does she want to take? It's very interesting. She goes through a lot of like psychological horror in the first season. She's traumatized a lot of the time, and she's sort of conflicted between those two worlds. And hey, I don't Germs can agree with me here too. It's not the greatest show, not the greatest first season. I don't think that either of us were swept off our feet, but I venture to say that she was a great character. And candidate number 4, Jolene Cujo from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. So currently with JoJo, we only have 12 episodes, but holy shit, man. Those 12 episodes, my friend, have sold Jolene for me. My favorite Joestar is Jotaro. And Jolene, I don't know if they implied this or not, or if it's just inherent with her attitude, but she just has so much spunk. You know what I mean, Germs? She just has this sort of edge to her. Like, I can see, I can very much believe that this is Jotaro's girl, you know? And listen, only 12 episodes, but from what I've seen, fantastic Joestar. Probably in top 3, up there with Jotaro and Joseph. You know, you could put her top 3 for me, right behind those two. So here is the best protagonist candidates. Candidate number 1, Aaron. Candidate number 2, Rudius. Candidate number 3, Lena. Candidate number 4, Jolene. With that, I hand it off to you, my friend. What are you going to pick for this category?
This is a bit of a tough one here, you know, because, you know, as when we were talking about 86, Lena was never ever a slow part in the series. It was always the other stuff that was happening. So, you know, you opened my eyes up a little bit there again. So.
Hey, I'm not picking her just to be contrarian or just to pick her to, like, I genuinely think she was a fascinating character. I wish they did more with the story and more with the action, you know, with everything in season 1. But her, I thought she was perfect.
Yeah.
So,
I agree with that as well.
Yeah.
And then Aaron, and then Rudy, and Jolene. You know, I love all those characters. You know, it's a This is a pretty tough one here. You know, I love my boy Rudy and his journey. I love Jolene and her spunk and her little moments there. And then, you know, Aaron's Aaron. You know, you can't. There's not enough said right there. Oh, this is a really tough one here.
I know. I told you the first category was a gimme for you. Now I'm gonna make it a little bit harder from here on out. Hopefully, so yeah.
This is a tough one, but I'm just gonna go with my heart here. Just what I thought first. I'm going with Rudy. Rudy here.
Is that your final answer, Germs? You locking it in?
Yeah.
Locking it in for Rudy. My best protagonist for 2021 is
that was a tough one.
Eren Yeager. Listen, I thought about it, and listen, Rudy's great. Rudy's perfect for Mushoku Tensei, but for me, it's just the fact that they gave Eren much more complexity. They made him a fucking godlike figure with people following him. They made him, you know, he's got the Titan ability. Like, he's just badass. Multiple now, right? He's just badass, and I don't know if he's telling the truth. I don't know if he's lying. I just find that fascinating. The other characters are they're great in their own right, but not necessarily as fascinating. I'd say Lena is pretty complex too. Jolene and Rudy are kind of like, they have their personality, and you either love it or hate it. Yeah, but Eren, for me, that is that's the best protagonist of 2021 for me. So, all right, let's see what your best protagonists are, my friend.
Mine are gonna be a little bit you know, just the usual thing with me. I have a lot of different series I've watched, so I'm gonna have a little bit of a difference here. But the first one,
like I said,
the first one, you know, I had to put my boy Rudy up in here.
Hey,
it's just, you know, I just love the journey that he's gone on. You know, the growth from, you know, from basically probably negative. You know, he was a degenerate before. Turning from a degenerate to just like a normal good person trying to, you know, help out his family, you know.
Degenerate is a nice word, and like you were saying there, just to echo you, Germs. I'm the normie here, so if you're expecting all the normie shit, follow my list. Germs is more the hardcore. You're gonna see a lot more variants in shows. So, but yeah, Rudy, that's one that we can both agree on. That's great. That's great.
And the second one we got here, Vivi.
Fuck. I knew this shit was coming up. It's the one I haven't seen. It's the one I haven't seen.
Oh man, what a journey Vivi was, man. I remember I was like, oh, just watch it. Like someone just told me like, oh, just watch it, and I'm like, it's a little weird AI, music. I don't know, man. I don't know. This ain't for me. But then, oh man, her character and the depth and complexity that she's got. Oh, I love it, man. I love it.
I
I
bet.
love it. Oh,
Hearing you say you love it makes me want to watch it more. I got to get on that show, man. I
mhm.
got to get on it.
Yeah, if you love that nice complexity, a little bit of spice, not having a good journey, but an interesting one. I love her
Mhm.
character so much. So that's candidate number 2. Candidate number 3 is you didn't expect to see this one, now did you?
Dude, that's a great fucking choice. I commend you on that. Talk to me about him.
Oh man, Joe. When we finished when we saw season 2 for Megalobox coming out, we're like, is it gonna be as good as that first one? And it's like, is it gonna be the same kind of thing? Are we just gonna be in a new tournament or something? Nah, man. We started in the spice, man. He's in the lowest of the lows, and we saw our boy rise it back up to the top, man. Well, not to the top, but mentally, as best as
Mentally.
he can be. And that's what's really
Absolutely.
important. And oh
Absolutely.
man, we were absolutely floored and in love with Joe's
Oh yeah.
story that he had there.
Oh
Because I
yeah.
was looking through all my shows, and I'm like, Joe, just like when I was thinking Protagonist and I saw Megalobot, I'm like, Joe, that's such a great journey there.
You got to put him on, eh?
Uh-huh.
He's a great character. He's a great character.
Mm-hmm. The number 4 we got another one you
Wow,
did.
I knew you'd like him. I knew you
I
liked him. I
love.
didn't know you liked him this much. Tell me about him, Germs. Tell me about him.
Oh yeah, because me and James just recently saw the Odd Taxi, and I absolutely just fell in love with this character. I just love his sarcastic and just not laid back, but just like wanted to be on his own, do his
Yeah,
own thing.
casual. Very
Hmm.
casual going. Yeah.
Just I just resonate with that. So I'm like, oh, I just love what he's done in the series, and I just love it, man. I just love him so much. I wish I could, have a taxi driver like him one day.
Don't we all?
Yeah. Oh man, those flew by. Those my 4 candidates flew by. I was expecting to see a whole other list of protagonists, but we have a nice little varied cast, a little here. So, what you think about this one? You've
I
seen 3
gotta
of
say,
these. You
I gotta say, Germs, this is kind of normy. I was expecting some out of the wall shit here. Good, solid picks.
I'm surprised you didn't. I'm surprised you didn't think have Joe. But hey,
Yeah,
we have it's all personal one. It's all personal
yeah.
here.
This is all personal. This is not the definitive 2021 list. We'd love to hear your guys' list in the comment section. This is just our own personal taste. So
Hmm.
great. Honestly, listen, this is our second category, right? I commended you for the first. I'm going to commend you even more for the second. We're doing good here. You're not putting some off the wall shit here, so
Yet,
really
yet.
good.
Don't worry. That's coming.
Yeah.
That's coming.
I shouldn't jinx it. So Rudy, solid. Vivi haven't seen, but from what I've read and what I know, good character. Joe, so much more complexities than season 1, dude.
Oh, I loved it, man.
They made him a drug addict. They made him living in the streets. Like,
Fixing
you
games
wouldn't have
again.
you wouldn't have expected that after season 1, but so beautiful. And Otakawa, kind of surprised with Otakawa, but still a good choice. Still a good choice. I think him as the main protagonist of Odd Taxi fits. You know what I mean? Not every protagonist is going to be like the best protagonist, but like they might fit for their story. Otakawa totally fits for his story. Like, if you were to tell that story through anyone's lens, their own perspective, you got to tell it
It wouldn't
from
work.
Otakawa's. Yeah, you got to tell from Otakawa's. Driving around, meeting all the people. It's genius. It's really good writing. That show has really good writing.
What do you think? What do you think? This is a pretty
Well,
spicy, varied list I got here.
I don't think it's Otakawa. I think it's between the other 3. I'll throw Vivi out. I think it's really between Rudy and Joe. I'm gonna go with Rudy. I'm just gonna go with Rudy.
Your
I
final
know it might
answer?
not be it. I'm locking it in. Let's go with Rudy. Yeah, let's go. We're 1 for 1.
And take 4 out of shot for myself.
And I like that you're not lying, Germs. I like that you're not intentionally picking some dumbass character that is not true. Because I know how much you
That's
love
how.
Rudy, and I love Rudy too. Rudy, honestly, Rudy was my second. Rudy was my second favorite. So talk to me. Why did you choose Rudy? Talk to me.
Oh man, just the journey that me and Rudy have gone on. It's been a good one, man. And the anime, it only improved it, man. The anime only brought out the best and a little bit more, you know?
Yeah.
We got to, you know, we expected, you know, just a normal ice cream sundae, and they gave us ice cream sundae with extra whipped cream and 2 cherries on top, you know?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So, you know, just not, even just the anime alone, like I was absolutely in love with what they did with Jobless and the love that they gave it, and all the little details that even in the manga they skipped, you know. So I just
Yep.
absolutely love what they did with this character, and Studio Bond, keep it up, keep up the good stuff. I'll
Oh,
keep eating it.
please. Please, please. Studio Bind, I don't know when the next Mushoku Tensei season is going to come out. I don't think it'll be next year, but if it does, if you do what you did in season 1, you still might have chance to win all these awards. I mean, not that it matters, right? We're just the weebs here, but seriously, they're absolutely killing it. And yeah, solid choice. Solid choice. It was between him and Aaron for me. It was between him and Aaron. I just went with Aaron, but solid choice nonetheless.
It's our personal preferences.
Yep. 1 for 1. I like this. I'm not completely blown out of the water already, so I'm somewhat happy here. I think I'll lose. I'm still sure I'll lose, but we're still 1 for 1. Okay. All right. Time to flip a coin, Germs. I'll take heads.
Oh, heads or tails?
I'll take heads.
Oh my God, 3 for 3, James.
3 for 3. At this point, we'll just have me go every time. First every time. It doesn't even matter at this point, does it?
We'll keep flipping it.
No. We got to keep doing it. All right. Third category, best antagonist. So, like I said with Protagonist, and Germs followed. By the way, Germs followed it perfectly, picking the main character that the story actually follows. So he did a perfect job there. At least from, he can bend the definition. I'm not saying he has to follow it a certain way, but that's how I followed it. Antagonist, same way. Who is the main villain of the series? Who's the big bad? There's one candidate in here that's a little controversial. When I looked that character up, it said that he was one of the primary candidates, and because it's an ongoing series, I don't know if he's the main antagonist. So, we'll see how it goes. We'll see what Germs thinks of it. So, all right, here's my choices for best antagonist 2021.
Ooh,
candidate number 1,
spicy right from the get go. Oh,
Kisaki, man, Kisaki.
Yeah, I was thinking something similar as well with.
Hey,
okay.
Look at that. So Kisaki, this is the big bad of Revengers. Clearly, every time he's on screen, it's very ominous. And listen, I don't hate Revengers. I think when you review a show every week, I think you find a lot more nitpicks than you're a little bit more critical than you maybe ought to be, right? Because you're watching it every week, you're so invested. I really did like Revengers. I'm not going to stick up for its animation. It didn't have the best animation, but in terms of storytelling, it was great. I think if it was done by a Ufotable or a Mappa or a higher quality studio, it'd be phenomenal. But it's still good. It's still good in its own right. Kisaki is a great in the story. I've never had a problem with the story. Kisaki's a great villain. Every time he's on screen, he's very menacing. Especially the end of season 1. Remember the end of season 1, Germs?
Oh yeah, I can't forget that cliffhanger.
So I had to pick him. We won't get into spoilers, but great villain. Great foreshadowing that they've done with the series. Kind of like scaring the shit out of you as the viewer. You're watching and thinking, oh, this guy's scary. This guy's scary. So Kisaki's going to be my candidate number 1. Candidate number 2 is going to be Tsukasa. You remember Tsukasa, Germs?
Yeah, I do.
Tsukasa from Dr. Stone. I didn't love. This is another case where I didn't love Dr. Stone's second season as much as I loved the first season. But Tsukasa was a badass villain, and they had a lot of foreshadowing with him from season 1. So yeah, and
the build up and what happened.
The build up was great. The fight scenes probably weren't the best, but in terms of story, they did a great job with him. I think, he's the typical, muscly, badass villain, and I just loved him. I loved his showdown with Senku, and that's all I have to say about Tsukasa, man. Great villain. Great. When I think of Tsukasa, I think of like a typical classic shonen villain. You know what I mean? Like just a classic shonen archetype. All right.
Ooh.
Enmu from Demon Slayer, candidate number 3. Enmu for me, okay, so this is gonna be weird because again, this is all personal preference, right? Enmu for me, I found him very enjoyable throughout the film and the TV series. He basically puts you to sleep. He says that one saying over and over again, "Kon korori," or whatever he says, right? Which is basically go to sleep, go to sleep. And then as he's fighting Tanjiro, he continues to put him to sleep. Remember this terms, he keeps putting him to sleep, and Tanjiro has to literally off himself to come back to life. And on top of that, he has some helpers on the Mugen train who basically are entering these character psyches to get to the core of their soul, and that's how they're gonna kill them, right? Just interesting. I know that he's not the main villain of Mugen Train, but I found him more interesting than the other villain of Mugen Train. I don't know. I liked his ability. I liked every time I saw him, I'm like, this guy's pure evil. This guy is
Charisma.
pure fucking evil. You know, it's just the vibes you get from him. So I had to put Emu. I just did. It's a personal thing. I know some people
Yeah,
won't
yeah.
agree with me, but it's a personal thing. Candidate number
Ooh.
4. This is the controversial one. All right, let me explain. Sukuna from Jujutsu Kaisen. So, as an anime only, and you haven't read the manga, right, Jerm? So you're anime only too. Okay, so we don't know who the main antagonist is of the entire story, right? And it's kind of hard to say with shonen because you have different arcs, right? So you have a main antagonist of one arc, then another main antagonist of another arc. Whoops, I already hit it.
Hmm.
So it's hard to tell, but the first villain that we saw in the whole series was Sukuna. Remember, very first episode, the finger. So he's like the demon inside. He's like the nine-tailed fox. He's like the like Ichigo's demon. Like it's kind of the classic shonen trope, but I don't know.
Very
I like
evil.
that.
Very, very evil.
Very evil, very evil, but I just like that trope. I'm a sucker for it. You know how sometimes like you understand that something's been overused, but you just like it anyways. You just like it for what it is. I just like it for what it is. I don't know if he's the main antagonist, but he's certainly one of the primary antagonists, and so I had to go with Sukuna. I thought he was a badass. So those are going to be my best antagonists. Candidate number 1 is Kisaki. Candidate number 2 is Tsukasa. Candidate number 3 is Enmu. And candidate number 4 is Sukuna. I hand it over to you, Germs. What do you make of my list?
It was an interesting one here. Hmm. They all have their own little things about them, you know. All that give them the little spice.
Yeah, I tried to pick ones that are like interesting, and I
Mm-hmm.
feel like all of them are sort of interesting in their own way,
Mm-hmm. Little extra depth to them, not just evil. Hmm. 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 That's a little bit of a tough one here. Hmm. Oh, this is oh. I feel like it's like 25% chance here. Honestly,
That's
it's
funny.
not the odds are not in my favor this time.
Yeah, I don't think I ever bragged to you about one character over another here. Like I didn't like rave about one of these guys, so I'm interested. I'm curious to see what you pick. I'm curious.
I'm gonna go with my heart here as usual. I'm gonna go with Sukuna.
Oh, you locking that in?
Yep.
You're locking that in. All right. My
Mm-hmm.
best antagonist for 2021 is
Oh,
fuck you in advance. And yeah, good job.
we'll
Listen,
get more loose and loose as the categories go by, guys. Don't worry about
oh yeah. Oh yeah. So and I hope you're drinking too, by the way, because I'm
it. Oh
drinking
yeah.
already on my own. Okay, good, good, good. So Sukuna, I'll just make it brief. I don't know. I think he's great. He's like
Yeah, he's
this
so interesting
generation's
and
he's this generation's nine-tailed fox, you know what I mean? Like he's that demon trapped inside, and it's like they want to kill Itadori, but they don't. They want to sort of like use him before they get to that point, you know what I mean? So like
mm,
because they know that Sukuna's too powerful and he has like all these pieces scattered. It's just interesting to me. I just find it fascinating, and when I was going through the shows, I'm like, this guy's so badass Kaizen had the other two. I forget the names, but they were pretty cool. They were good. They had great fight scenes. But Sukuna is just that one guy where you're like, oh shit, you know what I mean?
Don't fuck with him.
Yeah, don't fuck with him. You know what I mean? Very powerful. I like when you go inside Itadori's mind and you see Sukuna. It's just great. It's just great shonen storytelling all around. So great pick, my friend. Great pick. Cheers.
And I'm loving all these categories, man. Like you're showing me a lot of different things that I wasn't thinking of. That's that's what we have two of us.
That's the point. All right, I'm back to your stream.
So now we have my best antagonist. This is going to be a very different than yours, but that's just how it is. That's just how it would be.
Let's see how it goes.
Let's go to candidate number 1. Now you pick Enmu. I pick Akaza, my dude.
You picked the other one.
I picked the other one. I absolutely just love his just raw. Just I want to fight, man. He wants to throw down, man. That's all he wants to do. I love that. Love that with him. You know, he talks the talk, but he can back it up. You know, that's what I love to see. You know, you don't want just some guy be like, oh, I want to fight, and they just can't hold his weight. But oh, spicy, man. I absolutely love this as an antagonist. Just like come on, join me. Come on, we could fight. We can fight forever. You know, I love that when he was talking to Rengoku about that. If he didn't say that kind of stuff and he was just pure fighting, you know, he probably wouldn't be on this list. But just because of all the come on, just join me and we can fight forever. You know?
Character, yeah, the character. You know, it's funny thinking about it. He's actually the main antagonist of Mugen Train, so maybe I kind of cheated there too. But Shonen's hard because Shonen has so many.
It's just an antagonist, not just like the main antagonist.
True. So however you want to do your list is cool with me. So
whoever's against the good guys.
Exactly. Great choice.
Okay, so let's go to candidate number 2 here. Now you'd expect this one.
That's a good choice, man. That's a good choice. Tell me about him.
Man, Zeus is just so like, you see him like, oh, it's just an old man, what's the worst thing to do? But like happens so many times where it just like zooms in his face when he's like teasing someone and it just like looks like pure evil. Well, it's just
his
like
eyes. Like when they zoom in on his eyes, he looks fucking scary, dude. Yeah.
Great. Yeah, absolutely. I absolutely love when he fights, he goes in that big bulk mode and he's like, come on, little boy. It's all I absolutely just loved him as an antagonist. And he keeps going through the series, if he just was in that one fight, he'd be like, oh, okay. He was a nice little antagonist, but we're gonna keep seeing him in season 2, and all that. So I absolutely just love his character, just the come fight me, little boy,
Yeah, I love it. Love it.
So that's my candidate number 2. Candidate number 3. Now you didn't expect this one. The best,
okay.
He might be the best. He might be the protagonist, but he's also antagonist to himself. This is the weird. This is the very. This is. You thought you had a weird pick. This is. I'm going the weird.
That
pick.
Already. That's okay. That's okay. Tell me.
He was an antagonist to himself.
True.
Like, he was the one, he's like going back to his old ways, like coping with his troubles with alcohol and drugs.
With drugs, yeah.
He was, fighting himself, and that's what happened in the protagonist and the antagonist here. He was, he didn't start off as just, the best protagonist right from the get-go. He was, this is the beginning Joe here. This is the bad Joe. Rigging fights, not caring about his family and, those he cares about. So, this is a weird pick for me, but I just like the idea of it. Just like Joe really was like his worst enemy,
In combat sports, they say your number one enemy is the man looking in the mirror. You know what I mean? A lot of times fighters will gas out, fighters will give up. It's very true. And Joe, if you look at where he was from season 1 to season 2, makes perfect sense. So I won't complain about it. It's an interesting choice, but I won't complain about it. He was his own antagonist for sure.
Yeah, I had so many choices, but I was like, I just love that.
That's good.
Joe really was the antagonist to himself. Really, I love that.
Adding that spice, That's good.
So that's my candidate number 3, a very very wild card one there. But number 4, Now this is an interesting one. You probably didn't expect
Oh
yourself.
shit! You've gone you've gone off the deep end now, Jerm. All right, tell the people.
This is just like I didn't know, like, but just like the idea of the Legion in the Galdian Empire of 86 is just so menacing, so evil. It's just an AI that just wants to, keep on, going and going and going until end of time, and consuming. I just absolutely love and just like how ruthless and how crazy they are, especially like in season 2. You haven't seen it, but just from even in season 1, you could see the craziness of the Legion and how menacing as an antagonist they are to the whole other side, So
yeah,
this is also a weird one, but I just we might have our thoughts about 86, but to me, the MC and the villains were really where it's at. The story was like a little bit, but as antagonists, the Legion are absolutely menacing and spooky, man.
Oh yeah.
So I bet you didn't expect these as my candidates.
I totally didn't. This is a fun list. All right, so
you think I've seen less anime than I have.
All right, so the Legion. I think that's interesting, and you know why I think that's a totally fair point is like we haven't really had a main antagonist. Like season 1, I'm only talking season 1. We didn't really have a main antagonist. We had his was it his brother that was part of like the reincarnated whatever ghost of himself, but the Legion itself was sort of the scary force. So makes total sense. Joe's a little interesting, but hey, I understand where you're coming from. Zeus, great. Akaza, great. You took it in an interesting way, but I like it. I like it. It's now I'm just thinking about what the fuck did you pick here? Because you have two sort of conventional, and then you have two that are like you had to really think about and sort of craft as an antagonist. So I'm wondering if one of those is what you picked, but I don't know, man. I really don't freaking know here.
That's how I like it to be. You'll never know. You got 25% chance here.
I know, and this is why I'm gonna get way more drunk than you, is because you're gonna make the shit harder than me. All right.
I like it spicy. Like my rum.
Let's knock out. Yeah, I like it. Let's knock out Zeus. You really didn't like 86. Let's knock out the Legion, although it's a great choice. Let's go between Akaza and Joe, okay?
Oh.
See, are you going postmodern army here? Are you going to go Joe, or are you going to fucking take the straight route and go Akaza?
It's the fight. Is it the basic easy one, or is it the wild one? You never know with me.
I never know. Jerms is a wild one, folks. Jerms is a wild one. I'll go with shit.
Maybe you should flip a coin.
I'll go with Joe. I'm going to lock it in with Joe.
Okay. You have picked Joe.
Fuck. I'm always 50-50. I'm always 50-50.
Oh. Man, I just love just the straightforwardness of Akaza, man.
Go on.
The straightforwardness of Akaza, man. I just absolutely just love it. He just wants to fight, man. He just wants he doesn't want to fight for evil reasons. He just like, hey, I want to fight the strongest people, and I want to I want to prove myself and all that. I love it.
You know what else about him is like he asked Rengoku. He's like, why don't you become a demon? You'd become stronger. You'd live longer. Why don't you become one of us? Like it'd benefit you. You know what I mean? I love that aspect of his character. And I should.
He also tells him to stop fighting as well. Like,
true.
He's not just. He's like, I want to fight. Like many fighters, I'd imagine they don't want to just fight. A weakened opponent for just to have the W.
Right.
Some do, but
I should have known with your enthusiasm with the way that you described him. I'm always 50-50, man. I'm always 50-50.
Well,
I somewhat know you.
You're getting pretty close every time.
Somewhat. All right. So that's a good choice, though. That's a good choice. And not to get spoilerish, but what his impact on the series, I cannot wait to see him again. And I just hope Tanjiro comes back and is like all pissed off and looking for revenge. I can't wait because he's still alive out there, so I can't wait to see him again. So that's
Mm,
a good choice. That's a good choice. I like it. I like it a lot.
mm.
All right.
Okay, what's the chance of you failing four coin flips, James? What's the chance?
You would tell me you're the math guy. I'm not the math guy. So all
Okay,
right, let's go with tails this time.
heads. You
Okay.
finally, you
Okay.
finally, finally get a break here.
Finally. Finally. Let's see what you got. Let's see what you got, homie.
Yeah. Best animation. Now this is a little spicy one. This is a very subjective one, and probably to many
Mhm.
people. But
Mhm.
so our list is probably gonna be a bit different. I mean, there might be one or two. I'd imagine there's probably
Yeah.
one or two that are probably gonna be similar. But there's really gonna be some variation here.
Yeah.
But are you ready for my first candidate here?
I'm curious. Let's see it. I'm curious.
My first one is Homie-san, baby. I absolutely loved the way that it was animated and the style that it had, man. I absolutely
Yeah.
loved what they did with it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and you'll see with as a theme with mine, it usually goes from the most like expected to the least expected. That's how I like to do it here. So don't worry.
I've already known that, Germs. The last category you had two conventional and two non-conventional. So I've already picked that up. But yeah, Comey's a great choice. Great
So
choice.
beautiful, man. When I saw that first episode and all the way the different ways they treated it in different than normal anime, I was like, oh yeah, they're doing this justice here.
Yep.
So that's a Comey's an easy pick, I think, honestly. But beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Let's go to candidate number 2. Obayashi, baby.
Hell yeah. Hell
Oh
yeah.
man, KyoAni, man, they never stopped, man. They never changed.
Yep.
But the animation in the style of it was right back to how we remember Kobayashi. And no other show really has the Kobayashi style. And sometimes they just kick it up to 11 for no random reason, and we're not mad.
Yeah. I agree. Listen, they have Sakuga moments in there and it's fucking beautiful, but even when they don't, it's still beautiful. So, great choice. I
Mhm.
love Kobayashi, so
Oh yeah,
I'll
I
never
love
complain.
Kobayashi. Yeah.
I'll never complain. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Love it.
Yeah. So candidate number 3, Sunny Boy.
Really? Really?
Man,
Okay.
wow. I was like the visuals and the style of the show was you could see it from the trailer and stuff. Like everyone knew
Yeah.
from the get go.
It
So
was different.
I was just loving it, man. I was absolutely just loving what they were doing with the uniqueness. It didn't feel like a normal anime in like the best way. Like they would just
Yeah.
do some crazy stuff, and I would be like, "Oh, I'm going for the ride here. I'm going for a little ride here."
Yeah.
So I absolutely just loved the animation, Sunny Boy, and it was a really enjoyable show. Really enjoyable show. So next, my candidate number 4 here is
Yeah.
Demon Slayer Mugen Train, baby. Oh man, you probably think I'm picking the most normal picks of all time, but man, they just stood at the top of the rest.
Facts are facts. Facts are
Mm-hmm.
facts. It's beautifully animated. You can't deny that. Facts are facts.
I just remember sitting in the movie theater. I'm like, when they gonna stop? When's the budget gonna run out? And it
Yep.
never did, man. It never did. It never did. So man, it's ufotable. I mean, that's enough said.
Yep.
So once again, my picks are only one random little pick here, but that's just how it be. That's just how it be.
Okay. So if you're asking me, Komi-san has great directing. I can't speak about Sunny Boy, but I assume it has great directing. It's different, but it's between Kobayashi and Demon Slayer, in terms of the quality of animation. But again, that's how I feel. I can't speak how you. This is your list. I'm
Hmm.
guessing on your list here. Ah,
What do you think? What do you think?
I'm gonna go with Demon Slayer, and I'm gonna lock it in.
Okay,
Lock it
okay.
in. Lock it in.
Let's see what we got here.
Ah. It's
Man, the
always down
Kobayashi.
to the last two. It's always down to the last two with me. I mean, it shows I somewhat know you, but fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
tell
Oh,
me about it.
I think what really pushed this over the edge was just like there was just more time. So this is kind of just like it's an unfair advantage that Kobayashi had. There was more here. There was an absolutely beautiful, stunning OP and ED. That OP, man. Oh,
Yes.
the music's not like top tier. It's very good, but the
I
OP
disagree.
like style.
I disagree. I think that
Hey,
music
it's
is
personal
top
preference.
tier.
Hey,
Yeah, I get
we're
it.
skipping ahead here. We're skipping ahead.
I love all of it. I love all of it. If it's Kobayashi, I love all of it. But yeah, great choice. Great choice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I absolutely just love what they did. And they came back running at full speed, man. And I loved every single moment, man. There was never a bad moment in animation wise and story wise with Kobayashi. So that's why I personally picked it. And you were so close, James. Hey, there's still some more categories up here.
I'm always 50-50, ain't I? I'm always 50-50, broski. All right.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, at least I know you somewhat decently, okay?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
All right. You ready for mine?
I am ready for this one here.
Best animation. So what I really did here is I went back, I watched I took clips of all the shows that I watched, and I was like, that's perfect. That's great. And so all four of these picks are really like, I have no complaints with. You know what I mean? Like you really have to, your expectations have to be sort of centered. You know what I mean? And so all four of these are above average of what you're going to get with anime in 2021 and 2022. So all of these are great by no means. And yeah, let's get into it. Candidate number one, Demon Slayer. It has to be said. It's great. And watching it with you in the theater was phenomenal. And even not, just watching it at home is great. I think there's just not a frame where it's off. You know what I mean? That's not to say, it's not to say that there's Sakuga every moment, but all the fight scenes are great. All the drawings are great. It's Demon Slayer. There's going to be some funny character expressions sometimes. It's comedic. It's a shonen, but all of it's drawn really, really well. The style, the sort of the fire style, the water style, the you know what I mean, like the animation for the techniques, always on point, always on point. So candidate number one has to be Demon Slayer. Mugen Train, loved it. Candidate number two, I have to do Mushoku Tensei, and let me tell you why Mushoku Tensei, because of those fucking backgrounds, dude. The world building in this show is so phenomenal. I think that this has the best world building of any anime I've ever seen, honestly. Like, you really feel like you're a part of a certain world when you get to that arc, you know what I mean? And certain arcs are like shaded a certain way. They have certain color palettes a certain way, you know what I mean? Like when you go from the demon continent to another continent, like it just feels different. It feels different. And that's, the action's great too, right? I mean,
oh yeah.
Tons of Sakuga here too, but really the reason I'm picking this is the backgrounds. You know how Mushoku Tensei doesn't have an opening, but they still have like an opening song that sort of shows where they're at in the story, which is brilliant, by the way. I eat that shit up. I love it because it's not something that you can skip. It's really showing you where they're at in the story. It's fantastic. It's immersive. Jujutsu Kaisen. Listen, man, I went back and watched Jujutsu Kaisen. Mappa went nuts with this show, man.
I remember, man, every episode.
Nuts. They went harder in this shit than Attack on Titan, and that makes sense. Attack on Titan's going to end, but oh man, some of the fight scenes here are beautiful. Basically every major fight in here is beautiful. It's basically, the way I describe Kaizen is it's a shonen that gives you what you want. So you want crazy ass fight scenes, it's here. You want quick, you want a arc that's told quickly, it's here. So every time that there's a major fight in here, they don't skimp out. You know what I mean? Most shonen, like, they kind of build up the protagonist. They kind of, he has to learn this, then learn this, then learn that. Then, like here it's just like, no, fuck it. We're just gonna, when the protagonist gets in a fight, when Itadori gets in a fight, we're just gonna go balls to the walls with it. We're just gonna we're gonna make the most epic fight scene possible. Even though he's new to all this stuff, even though, we're only in the first season, we're gonna show off all the talents we have. And so that's kind of how I view Kaizen is like they just give you what you want, No emptiness
Makes sense
here.
with that.
Straight to the goods. Candidate number 4 is Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. Season 2, I have to put this on the list too, Germs. The thing about Kobayashi, so I watched season 1 to catch up to season 2 so we could review it in the summer.
Mhm.
Season 2 looks way better than season 1, man. It really does. They up their game, and every fucking frame. Every frame. There's not a lot of fight scenes. There's not a lot of, crazy action, although there kind of is in this season. There's some really good fight scenes between the dragons and stuff like that, but in general, it's a slice of life show. It's a little bit slower, but every frame, you can fucking load up an episode and pause on any single frame. It's drawn well. The colors are vibrant. It just looks great. And what's great about Kobayashi is kind of like Mushoku Tensei, the backgrounds. They have this sort of watercolor palette that they use in the background sometimes. It's unique. It feels different. It feels special. And they had that in season 1, but they continued it in season 2, and I love it. So those are my candidates for best animation. Candidate number 1 is Demon Slayer Mugen Train. Candidate number 2 is Mushoku Tensei. Candidate number 3 is Jujutsu Kaisen. And candidate number 4 is Kobayashi. So I turn it over to you, Germs. What do you make of my list?
Pretty good, pretty good. Yeah, we have some similar choices here.
We do. We
Similar
have
choices.
2 out of the
Two?
4. 2 out of the 4. So that's
Mhm.
good. That's pretty good.
Whew. But I'm just gonna go right to it. I know what it is. If I'm wrong, then I guess if I'm right, I take a shot. I guess if I was wrong, I wish I could take a
Okay.
shot too.
Okay.
I'm going right to Jobless as my pick.
Jobless is the pick. Are you locking it in?
Yep.
All right. My best animation for 2021 is...
Ah.
I just want to say this right now. What is the chance that we pick the same shit for the same category? If that's not good taste, I don't know what is, folks. I don't know what is. There's a reason we do the show together. Now, I'm not doing it with some random punk, okay? You have good taste, Germs, for picking
Oh
this,
my
and I'll
God.
tell you why.
I can't-
I'll tell you why. Every fucking frame is beautiful. There is not one moment in Kobayashi where I think, they kind of skimped out there, but that's okay. Sakuga's coming. They're skimping out here for Sakuga. No. Everything is gorgeous. Everything. And you don't need a bunch of fight scenes to have the most well-animated show. You know what I mean? I think a lot of people would
Mhm.
pick shonens and ones that go hard with their fight scenes. And
At us.
Kobayashi did too. But if I'm looking holistically at the show, and that's our job here, right? To look at the whole show, not just certain fight scenes, the whole show. It's beautiful. The backgrounds with the sort of painting, sort of watercolor-esque paintings.
Mhm.
It's so good. It's so good. It's consistent. It's great. Kobayashi. You know me. I love Kobayashi too much. Yeah, there we go. We picked the same exact winner for the same exact category. Look at that.
That's pretty funny.
All right.
N-
That's funny.
completely unexpected there.
Yeah. By the way, people, we did not converse with each other before we did
At all.
our list at all. At all. We picked, obviously we have the same format, but in terms of the winners, we didn't talk at all about that. So
Or
you
candidates.
have good taste, Germs. You have good taste. All right. Time for the next category, yeah?
Mm-hmm. So flip that
All right.
coin. Well, off the coin, but you pick the
Tails.
tails.
Fuck. All right. Time to see our
Oh,
best.
now this is
fight.
the spice coming here.
This is some good shit right here. So we talked about how animation does not necessarily mean just the fights, but now we're talking just the fights.
Just the
all
fights.
that stuff you guys want to hear us talk about. Let's get into our best fights of 2021.
Ooh, okay.
I'll hit you with an interesting one. Candidate number 1 is Deku versus Flecked Turn, which is a weird name. You probably don't remember it, but it's basically from the third Boku no Hero movie. So what can I say about this fight? It's classic Boku no Hero. That's what I can say. It's it reminds me of Naruto. You know how did you see any of the OG Naruto movies? Maybe even Shippuden too. You know how Naruto always has like the Rasengan to finish off the enemy at the end there. Same with Midoriya. Deku just, he fucking goes
Special
110%,
sauce.
all, he takes All Might's ability and fucking Detroit smashes that shit. Listen, in terms of the stakes aren't here. It's a movie. We know he's gonna live. We know there's gonna be a sixth season. We're on a six, right? Shit. So we know it's continuing. We know it's continuing, but the fight itself, fucking good. And one thing I'll never forget with the fight, you remember that dancing
I
motion,
know.
Germs, where he's punching the air? I couldn't not put that on here because of that. That alone, I was like, this is classic. This is worth talking about just because of that. Just because of that. So Deku versus Fleck turn. It's basically the end of the third Boku no Hero movie. It's great. It's everything that you'd want from a classic, typical shonen
And Boku no
end
Hero.
battle. Yep. Candidate number 2, we have Rengoku versus Akaza. Do you see that gif somewhat
Mhm.
well, Germs? Is that coming through? All
Mhm.
right. So yeah, Demon Slayer, man. Demon Slayer. Listen, Ufotable kills it with this shit, man. Like I said, with the technique, the sword techniques, like look at all that fire in the background, you know? Um, One thing that's different from the Boku no Hero choice is the stakes were really high here. The stakes were high here. Not to get into spoilers, but stakes were high. This is actually like canon, like the Boku no Hero movie isn't canon. So yeah, and it's great to see Rengoku. I love Rengoku as a character. Like Akaza was your villain, right? That was your favorite villain. So we get to see him in action here. Great, great stuff. Loved it. Loved it. Loved
Oh,
it.
beautiful.
Candidate
I
number
I could
3.
start this GIF all day.
I know, right? The whole movie is so beautiful. Candidate number 3.
Aha!
Yeah, you didn't pick Zeus out of nowhere, my friend. Adam versus Zeus. So I know that people hate this shit because of the animation. Okay, it wasn't all my pick for animation. Okay, but the actual content, not the animation, but the content is phenomenal. I love the idea and the execution of, the first human of
Man.
mankind, Adam and Eve, right? Versus Zeus. Sort of in Greek mythology, Zeus is the, like the god of all gods, the head of Mount Olympus. To have the god of all gods versus the first man, so to speak, is sick. And the way that the story tells it, Adam is kind of like countering Zeus and like it's great. It's great. You can have your qualms about whether Record of Ragnarok actually animated this properly. Like you might think that, there's memes out there that it's a slideshow. I don't hate it as much as some people, but in terms of the close-up shots, like that Zeus shot right there, I love it. I love it. They very detailed drawings, not the best animation, but very detailed drawings. I love the blow by blow. Great, great fight. So, candidate number 4, Itadori and Todo versus Hanami. So, this is, remember that scene from the first season, Germs, where they're like, "Are we brothers?" You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
basically, Todo claps, and Itadori and Todo switch places, and that's how they're able to take down this high level curse. And it's sick. It's great, and
Beautiful.
it's beautiful. I love it. So those are going to be my candidates for best fight scene. We have Deku versus Flecked turn. Such a weird name, but it is what it is. Goku versus Akaza. Adam versus Zeus. And Itadori and Todo teaming up against Hanami.
Oh,
So
man, this is
I turn it over to you, my friend. What do you make of it?
oh, man, oh, just a trip down memory lane every time, man, looking at some of
What
those
do you,
scenes.
what do you make of my choices, eh? That decent choices, eh?
I didn't expect to see Boku no Hero on here. It was a beautiful fight,
It
you
was.
know.
It was. It's not canon, but it was great for what it was. It had my heart pumping. I'm like, yeah, like you really root for the hero. That's what Boku no Hero is all about. It's like you're rooting for the hero to go get it done, and that classic sort of shonen vibe. But the others, I mean, all of them. I love all of them. I really do.
Oh, this is a real tough one, man. I love all some of these fights, and oh, man, I wish. there was more options. I could pick multiple as the best ones here, but
What do you
I
think I
gotta pick.
picked though?
I gotta pick one, unfortunately. And
Yep.
I'm gonna go with the Itadori and Toto versus Inami. Hanami.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
All right, locking it in. My best fight of 2021 is
Ah.
actually Rengoku versus Akaza. I
Oh,
I can't get
beautiful.
without getting into spoilers. It just meant a lot to the story, and the fact that I got to experience it with you in the theater. I actually saw it in the theaters twice. I went again with some people. Just to experience it in the theaters is great. It's great, man. It because it's adapting the manga. You know how like movies have a certain flow to them, like first act, second act, third act, and like the hero usually wins by the third act. This is a case where it's not that way, and kind of like unlike Boku no Hero, right? Like Boku no Hero follows the formula. This doesn't. Without getting into
Mhm.
spoilers, this doesn't, and it leaves a huge impact on you. And it's a great fight. Like you said, Akaza was your favorite villain. I think he's a great villain for what he is. And Rengoku is a great main character for what he is. He's a great supporting character. So I had to pick it. It's so iconic.
Oh yeah.
It's too iconic not to pick. So that is my winner for best fight of
Mhm.
the year.
I think it's hilarious that you didn't pick Akaza for best antagonist for me, and then I didn't pick this fight for you. Well, the
Yeah,
irony of
see
it.
the irony. Yes, I love it. I love it. And keep that. Hey, keep that in the video too, because that is ironic, right? I mean, that's what are the
Mhm.
chances? Because when you put Akaza on your villains list, I'm like, oh shit. I hope he
Mhm.
doesn't. I can't compliment him too much. He'll know what my pick is. You know.
Mhm.
All right.
Okay, so here's my fights here. This is gonna be an interesting one as well. So let's go to the
Yeah.
first contender here. And you haven't
Oh
seen this one, unfortunately, but man, you
no.
can see with these gifts right here. That's all you need.
I. By the way, two things. I thought I might be the only one with gifts. This is genius, my friend. Genius. And second of all, I have seen this one, like on YouTube, just clips
Mhm.
of it. I don't know the
Oh yeah.
context. I don't know the context, but I actually have seen this one. So yeah, talk to me
Mhm.
about it.
Oh, it's so beautiful, man. Just like I was just like with Vivi, every time I'm just like blown away when it's time for a fight. I'm like, oh, it's happening now. It's like, oh shit, I bet. Whew, get the popcorn. We're about to get started here. It's like a few minutes of just this, and it's like we're just gonna keep going here. And
Yep.
man, wow, the choreography and just the animation of how well it's like, oh man. There's no way they didn't do this.
Justice.
Uh, yeah, this is just beautiful, man. So
Yeah,
you know that's my first pick here. First pick here.
I like
Let's
it.
go to my second contestant, and great minds think alike here. I picked some different
Great.
gifts here. Luckily we didn't pick the same ones.
The bottom one I actually had, but then I found the other one and I liked it more. But yeah, I like it. I like it.
Oh man, like I was just watching this fight scene over again, and I was like, "Woo! We're back! I'm back! It's like I'm back in the movie theater,
Hey.
man."
Yeah,
It was
right?
just blown away. I was holding my breath the whole time, looking at these gifts, all day, every day.
Like it.
But yeah, mm-hmm. That's my second candidate here. Let's go to number 3. Now, this one, unfortunately, you probably didn't expect, but Dai versus Farun from Dragon Quest Dai is one of the big fights here. Don't want to say anything about the actual context, but man, the animation on this was absolutely just wild, and the
They
context
killed it, huh?
adding, oh, beautiful, man,
It looks good.
beautiful. Oh, I want to see. Every time I see these
Ah,
fight scenes, I just want to just pause real quick and go on YouTube and watch the whole thing over again. But I can't waste the whole day here.
this makes me regret dropping Dragon Quest I. This literally makes me regret it. Because that's, for like a children's shonen, a children's anime, that shit looks good.
Yeah,
That
it's like
looks
some Dragon
good.
Ball stuff, man. I love it.
Yeah, seriously. Well, Akira Toriyama did this design, so yeah, it makes
Yeah.
sense.
Hmm.
Yep.
So yeah, I wish I could say more about this fight, but man, I love it, and I was so excited when I saw this happen. The next one
Yeah.
here, we have the other big fight that I was between
Oh,
this and the Hinami one, and this I
same.
had
I knew you'd pick this shit. I knew you would.
Oh, beautiful, man, beautiful, beautiful. I was watching both of those over and over again. I was like, but Nobara is so badass. You know, I had to pick
Yeah.
the waifu here.
Hell yeah.
Like as much as I love my bro, you know, but just how badass No, like we already knew you know, bro was pretty badass, but Nobara like went from like, oh, she's a pretty cool character to be like, damn, bro, she's hardcore, bro. I
Oh
love it, I
yeah.
love it.
She ain't no Sakura, eh?
Mm-hmm. So beautiful, beautiful, man. So yeah, those are my four
Candidates.
candidates here. Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm gonna go with Kaizen. Lock it in. Don't even let me second guess it. I'm gonna go with Kaizen.
Okay.
Fuck. How is it possible that we picked the winner twice in two completely separate categories out of 5? Dude, the unlikelihood of that is insane. But good pick. I picked it too. Good pick, but fuck.
Oh my god. I
Good
was
pick.
laughing, man. I was laughing. I was like, oh,
Tell me about it. Tell me
that's
about
hilarious. We're two, you know, we should have like a second score for if we pick the same one.
it. Yeah, well, I'll mark it down. We got fucking 2 right now. Good job on not giving that up, by the way. It helps because I can't see your reaction. Maybe you were smiling or something when you saw my pick, but yeah, what are the chances, man? What are the chances? Tell me about it.
Oh man, just what an absolutely stunning and beautiful fight. As you said, the stakes were there, man, and just you get the stakes and you know this such beautiful Sakuga just constantly for so long. It just keeps going and going and going like Demon Slayer loves to do, and that's why we love it,
Yep.
man. That's why we love it.
Yep.
Oh, beautiful, man, beautiful. That's so hilarious.
I can't knock the pick. I picked it too. I can't knock the pick. All right.
Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, cause some of mine, I'm like forgetting, like, oh, which one did I pick? I'm like, we'll
Gotta
see,
wait till
we'll see.
those curtains open, eh?
But yeah, that's my winner there, and your winner too. So
Yeah, same shit.
okay,
You ready to flip?
yep, I'm ready to go.
I'll take tails.
Tails.
Yeah, let's hear it. Why are you laughing?
Tails.
Okay, that's fine. Hey, at least I'm not 6 for 6. I'm 5 for 6. Okay. All right. I believe this is our 6th category. Best OST original sound track. You ready to get into this, Germs?
Yep, I am ready.
Candidate number 1 is Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. Listen, it's a slice of life. All of the small, slow moments count, but the music, it has this sort of French orchestra vibe to it. It's beautiful. I love it. It really, and there's certain times where you feel for the character more than you would. Like if you were to watch a scene and just not have the sound on, you'd be like, this is boring. But because of the way that Kobayashi, Kyoto Animation has that music influence, it's great. It's a lot of familiar sounds from season 1, but I love it nonetheless, and I think that the music really enhances the show. You know, everything about an adaptation counts, right? The animation, the character drawings, the music is certainly up there, the OST, and Kobayashi really has one of the best OSTs out there, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. If it wasn't, you wouldn't have it on here.
Exactly, so that's candidate number 1.
Oh
Candidate
yeah.
number 2, yeah.
Oh yeah.
So when we reviewed this, I remember talking to you about the sort of Hispanic influence that Megalobox had with its OST. You know, it sort of has like the hummingbird track, right? I mean, it's literally sung in Spanish. It has Hispanic vibes to it, but then it also has I forget the name of the track. I think it's Determination. It's that track where sort of like when they're boxing, like da 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 da. You know what I mean? Like the one that hypes you up.
Yeah.
Which was in the first season. So good. So good. So they sort of blended it well. When I went back and listened to the whole thing, they blended it well. They took all the good shit from season 1, and then they added all the new tracks for that fit season 2, like the hummingbird track, you know what I mean? So
Mhm.
What can I say? Great experience. Candidate number 3, Revengers, baby. So let me explain this. So again, I'm not the biggest fan of Revengers, right? I have never criticized the music of Revengers. Never. Never, never, never. It has this sort of hip hop, sort of punk vibe to it. It's great. I mean, whenever like all the tracks when you watch the episodes fit very well, and I don't really know what else to say about it. It's good. It's good. It's got that sort of street vibe to it. You know what I mean? Which is what you'd expect. It's a show about gangs, right?
Mm.
Candidate number 4 is Comey Can't Communicate. So Comey is a little bit different. Comey is more of a melodramatic, sort of sadder, like piano track type of vibes, but they're all great when they work, you know what I mean? And they all serve the series really well. And that's sort of how I judge an OST. Does it fit the series? Does it fit it really well? And is it memorable? And Comey's OST is very memorable. So those are my candidates, Germs. I have Kobayashi, Megalobox, Tokyo Revengers, and Comey. You've watched all of these, so whether or not you remember them or not. So what do you make of my list, and what do you think my pick is for best OST?
Ooh, this is a tough one, man. It's like, do I?
Yeah.
What do I? What do I? I already know what I've already knocked it down to 2, just from a personal feeling.
Well, tell the
Now it's
people.
just
What are
like
the 2?
it's Kobayashi and Megalobox for me.
Okay.
Now it's
Okay.
figuring out. It's like which is it just like the beautiful music and no PED, and then the actual content of the episode and all that kind of stuff like Kobayashi has, or is it those spicy Spanish vibes of Megalobox that really that really felt unique and different as we heard it? It's not just there's no other OST that really has the sound of Megalobox has.
Well,
That's why it's tough for me.
not to help you too much, but again, OPs and EDs are a separate category, so I didn't factor those. So anything playing throughout the episode, you know what I mean, like the background music, the the soundtrack. So, what do you think I picked for best OST?
Oh, this is a real tough one, man. This is a real tough one. Do I go with a more safe bet or I go with a spicy bet? And you know me, I go with the spicy bet every time. So I'm going with Megalobox.
Are you locking it in?
Yep.
All right, my best OST for 2021 goes towards Megalobox, man.
I always go with the spicy one.
The
Oh,
theme
I
of
love.
the hummingbird theme is so integral to the archetype of the show, the meaning behind the show. It's so good, dude. It's so
Mm-hmm.
good. It's sung in Spanish. I don't even have to understand what the lyrics are, but it's so done masterfully well.
I'll take
Yeah,
one
I
with you. Don't
mean,
worry.
yeah. Let's take one with me, Gerbs. What are we at? Oh, let me mark it down. I think you're up. Shit, I think you're up
If I
3-1 at
won,
this point. Yeah, no, you're up by 2. You're up by 2 at this point. So that's to be expected at this point, I guess. But yeah, what do you make of my pick? Good,
oh,
solid
beautiful,
pick.
man, beautiful. I was like, do I go with the solid? Because Kobayashi was just solid and fantastic. It's like,
Solid,
but
solid.
I like the different and the spicy, and that's what the Megalobox OST was. It was different. Like it's like ooh,
Yep.
what's this? It was like, oh, this is like a French Spanish song. It's like, ooh, I like this. We're like. I remember I forget how we were watching it, but we were like, ooh, okay, something spicy here.
Well, yeah, very much Kobayashi. I got more of the French vibes. Megalobox is full on Hispanic. If you notice, Chiefs sort of community. I don't remember if they had Hispanic names or what it was about them, but they gave me very much Hispanic vibes. It just the music works so well with the show. It works so well with the show, and it has meaning behind it. It has depth behind it. I got to go with Megalobox. I don't know. I can't see your screen. I don't know if you're taking the shot yet, but
Yeah. I'm raising it with you. I'm raising it with you.
all right, raise it with me, my friend. Let's take a shot. The Megalobox.
Megalobox.
All right.
Spicy,
So
spicy.
that's my pick for best OST. Let's see what you got, broski.
Okay. So let's go to my first candidate for the OC. This is a little bit more tougher category for me, so this might not be as varied in depth as some would expect, but
Yeah.
I'm not the best with picking ODSTs. But here's my first pick: Jobless
Solid.
Reincarnation. Man,
Solid.
I just love those more casual kind of. And it really helped with the lore, the world building with those
Oh yeah.
OPs, quote unquote, all that kind of stuff. So I just
Yeah.
love the casualness and the fantasy of it.
Oh yeah.
So
Has that fantasy vibes to it.
hmm so that's why I picked Jobless here. The good old fantasy dives, but that beautiful world building really just was that cherry on top with it. Second one, this is a weird one, but
I
I just
like it.
love. I'm going spicy with it. You know how I be. I picked the Wonder Egg priority for my pick here. With when battles would start going on or some other spicy stuff would going on, just like the uniqueness of the music to me was like, oh, okay, this you're gonna hear a fight scene. And this is not random other anime. This is a Wonder Egg OS fight scene here.
Right. Right.
hmm Just the uniqueness and like, oh, okay, I know this is a Wonder Egg going on here, even without having to actually see the fight. Which is, to me, that's a good OST there.
Yeah.
You can tell what it is without even knowing with any visuals.
If it's memorable, it helps. For sure.
hmm My third candidate here is Sunny Boy, man.
Sunny boy.
I like Sunny Boy was just so fantastic, and just like the art style and like the music within it was just like, oh, I'm like, this is a new feeling. This is not like your grandma's anime.
Yeah.
Like I would just be watching them like, oh, what's this I'm listening to here? Oh, okay, this is a little bit different. Then they do some crazy visuals like, oh, okay, this is something fresh and different. That's what really Sunny Boy is to me. It wasn't like the best show of all time, but it just like this is something. This is not a copy of anything. This is its own
Right.
special kind of thing. And I like that
I
kind of
like
stuff.
that.
So
Yeah.
that's why it's my third candidate here. And my fourth one is Vivi. Ah, I wish you could be listening to the music I'm listening to in my head right now, man. Vivi, just the music
Yeah.
and oh, it's like I saw the descriptions like, oh, and the singing AI, like, oh, that's weird, but oh, so fantastic, man. Such a beautiful series, and just the music all over the place, all over was fantastic, and the fight scenes, just like the singing absolutely was top tier, no doubt in my mind.
Right.
But those are my four candidates here. This is the nice spicy variety that I usually have here.
It's good.
So,
I like
what are your
it.
thoughts on this? What do you think?
My
What do you think is gonna?
thoughts are solid choices. Solid choices. I'm going to say, and again, I don't want to overthink it. So I'm just going to say Vivi. I want you to lock it in. I don't want to think about it. So that's my choice because it's literally a musical anime, right? The music is part of the show, baby. So let's see if it's Vivi. I'd like to see it. Yeah. Point for me.
Hey, it's 3-2 now.
Three
You
to
catching
two.
up?
Hey, at least I'm not at 0. I thought I might be at 0 by the end of tonight. No joke. So I'm happy about that. So
Yeah.
Vivi, I
Oh
can't talk
man,
about it, but
it's too.
tell me about it. Tell me
Just
about it.
absolutely like fantastic, and just the main because the music is so obviously it's so important to the whole story of it. But like when you hear that music or when Vivi starts singing something, you're like, oh yeah, this is big. This is it. Kind of reminded me of I don't remember the name of the show was. I just remember the song like "My Dearest" or something. If you can take
Yeah.
that look, take a look, if you can search up "My Dearest" real quick, while I'm talking about Vivi.
While you take a
But
shot.
man, yeah. Why take a shot? Why take a shot?
Yeah. Guilty Crown?
Yeah, Guilty Crown. Like, cause like the main character in both, well, the main females, like main characters,
Yeah.
basically. They have like when they
Yeah.
start singing, you're like, oh, and this shit's getting serious right now.
Okay.
And just
Okay.
like oh, so good, man. I want to watch it over again. Maybe I'll watch it with you. Maybe
Dude,
I'll
let's
start
do it.
watching.
Let's do it. I haven't seen it yet. And it's like, remember, I had that disclaimer. I'm like, this is the one I haven't seen. All these other ones I haven't caught up with. This is the one I haven't seen. And Vivi. Everyone talks about Vivi.
Vivi does it all, man. They got the fight scenes, they got the OST, you know, they got the waifus.
Yeah.
So, man,
I'm sure it's a great time.
that
Sure,
was
it's
a
a great
shot
time.
I was happy to take, you know.
Yeah. All right. Time to flip the coin, eh?
Flipping the
Halfway
coin.
through. Halfway through. I'll
Yeah,
take tails. Tails.
tails. Didn't throw it high enough. These shots are starting to kick in. You
Yeah,
say
I know,
tails, right?
right? I felt like that 20 minutes in. Yeah, tails. It's
Well,
not tails.
congratulations. You're
It's not
six for
tails.
seven.
Oh my god. All right, Mr. Statistician, what the fuck is the chance of that? 6 for 7, really?
I can tell you, that's the 0.5 to the seventh power.
Oh god, you're already speaking gibberish to me. Best OP. We're over halfway at this point. I'm 2 and Germs has 3. So, I gotta say, Germs, OPs and EDs were the funnest to go back and watch, yeah? They're
Oh,
so
it's a trip down
integral.
memory lane.
I know, right? They're so integral to an anime. I mean, if you're an anime fan, an opening and ending is like it's a big deal. It's a real big deal. And let's see my candidates for 2021. My War, the Attack on Titan final
Yep.
season opening.
Yeah,
So, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
yeah, yeah. I can mess with this. You know, if you had told me when the first episode came out, you know, I would be like, "What? What you smoking, James?" But after the whole season went through and me listened to it over and over times, it grew on me, man. It's beautiful,
It's
beautiful,
great.
beautiful.
It's great. And so that's what I wanted to say. I mean, when we first started watching it, we didn't even have the pod. We were watching it together, and you didn't love it. I loved it. And so let me talk about the visuals, then I'll get to the music. The visuals are all gray and washed out, and I typically hate that for anime. But then they have these explosions of like colorfulness, right? Like you'll see some reds and some blues and some greens. You can see down there the like atomic bomb going off or whatever that is, right? So it's all grayed out, and then you have these colorful moments that are specifically tied to war. The whole opening is war based, and I think it's great. Remember, Mappa took this on. This was all done by Wit before, right? Attack on Titan was like synonymous with Wit Studio. And
Mhm.
so this is Mappa's sort of introduction into sort of claiming Attack on Titan for their own, saying, "Hey, it's ours now, and we're gonna fucking kill it. We're gonna honor it, and we're gonna do it justice. We're gonna do the manga justice." And you know, at first glance, the OP is like, okay, that's interesting. I think a lot of the Wit openings might be the same band or whatever it is. There was a lot of openings there, and they kind of sounded the same. You kind of had a sort of familiar feeling to it. When Mappa took it over with this final season, they made it their own. They have this war anthem, and it's unique, it's different, and it fits, right?
Mhm.
It's a time skip. The characters are different at this point in the story. Um, this is Mappa really claiming the series as their own, and I think it's a great war
The
anthem. I
banger.
love it. I love it. It's a banger.
Ah,
Candidate number 2 is Wonder Egg's opening. A lot of an opening has to do with whether it fits the show. We talked about that with the OST. We talked about that with lots of other stuff. Wonder Egg's opening fucking fits the show, man. It fits the show. It's slow. It sort of crescendos and builds into a nice little rhythm there. A lot of the visuals are great, kind of like Attack on Titans. In the beginning, you have those 4 eggs, and then by the end, you have 1 egg, right? By the end of the opening, you have a lot of eye in there, as I put in the screenshots here, but you have the other 3 um, main characters. It's great. I just think it's subtle, but it strikes a chord with you. You know, it's like it's a very serious OP. So that's my
mhm.
candidate number 2. Candidate number 3, Tokyo Revengers, baby.
I
Listen,
like it. I like it.
I have bagged on Revengers animation, and I still will. It's not the best animated show, but I always said,
That LP.
even back when we reviewed it weekly, Germs, I said the music in the show is great, and I remember saying that, and you'd be like, "Well, it's okay." Like you didn't really think too much of it, but I've always thought highly of Revengers soundtrack, and The OP is great. Just that beginning, that da 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 da, like the way it brings you in. It's so good, dude. It's so good.
Mhm.
Again, is Revengers the best show out there? Probably not, but the
OP
OP
wise.
is oh god, it's just like, yeah, I'm hyped. You know what I mean? I wasn't hyped for the story, but fuck, when that OP came on, I'm like, all right, let's do it. Let's sit through this, baby. So Tokyo Revengers, fantastic anthem. Whatever they have for season 2, it's not gonna match season 1. No way. No way. Candidate
Oh
number
yeah,
4.
baby.
We've talked about this. We have talked about this. Comey can't
It's playing in
communicate.
my head right now.
I know, right? You look at it and it comes to life in your mind. And you know, uh yeah, Comey, the directing in this anime is fantastic, and you really see that in the opening. The way, because if you watch an OP, forget the sound. If you just watch it, it sort of tells a story. And Cinderella, the opening for Comey, really tells a story. It's sort of in the beginning. It shows Comey. I can hear it in my head right now. It shows Comey sort of isolated, sort of confused, and then by the end there, that third, the bottom pick, you have you have the best friend and all the supporting cast. They're all excited to see her. It's her falling through the sky with the ocean behind her. It sort of tells a story, and the OP is the sound is great on its own. So the best thing an OP can do is get you excited for an episode, and that's definitely what Comey
Every
did.
week.
Definitely what, yeah, exactly right. So that's definitely what Comey did. Definitely what Revengers did, and that's going to be my best OP candidates. I think all of these are absolute bangers. Attack on Titan, Wonder Egg, Tokyo Revengers, Comey Can't Communicate. I pass it to you, my friend. What do you make of my list for best OPs?
Oh man, this is a tough one, man. When I was making my long list of OPs, most of these were on my list as well, James.
Hey, I like to see that. I like to see
Yeah, I,
that.
I, I was watching like all my OPs of like all the 90 whatever shows I saw this year, and I'm like, I was like seeing like Tokyo Revengers, I'm like, oh shit, this shit did slap. Oh okay. Wonder Egg, I'm like, oh yeah, Wonder Egg, Attack on Titan, and then Comey, it's playing constantly on my head on repeat, and then go
Right.
see a doctor or something. With the Comey
That's
in my
funny.
brain, but oh, I can't just go off of my preference, but
What do you think I picked? What do you think I
this
picked,
is
my
so
friend?
tough. This is so tough.
I know.
I'll have to, unfortunately, as much as I gotta cut it down to two, and I'll cut it down to Revengers and Attack on Titan here.
Okay.
But those two, I don't know, man. What do I
All of
pick?
them are bangers.
I know
Every
it's all
single one
bangers.
is a banger. I love all of these to death. You know what I mean?
What do I pick for? What did James pick for number one? Not what I picked, but what did James pick?
Oh
Oh,
shit.
I'm gonna go on Attack on Titan here.
Attack on Titan, are you locking it in?
Mm-hmm.
All right. My best OP for 2021 is
Ah, oh,
Comey.
it's too much. It's so much of a banger, man. It's so much of a banger.
I can't help it. You know how sometimes you have a choice where it's like, that's probably mainstream, but you can't help it. It deserves to be mainstream. It deserves all the recognition it gets. That's Comey.
Comey.
And honestly, here, let me go back to my list. I would say it was between Comey and Attack on Titan. Attack on Titan was a very strong guess, but I gotta give it to Comey. The directing is so good. It's so good, Germs. And like you said, you look at it and you just start hearing it. It's in your mind. It's like you can't not look at it and not think of the actual song. So I had to go with Comey, my friend. I had to do it.
Sadness.
Yep. Hey, all bangers though, right? All
Oh
bangers.
yeah, all bangers. Not a question in my mind at all.
Not even a question. All right, let's see. I'm excited for your list. I can't wait to see what you think is the best OP.
So let's start with my first candidate here. Man,
I knew it.
You knew
I
it,
knew it.
man. Every
I
time
knew
we
it.
play an episode, I'll be like, "We're keeping this OP on. There's no skipping this OP. There's no skip.
No skipping.
No skipping on this one." Odd Taxi. It's so weird that the song is called just Odd Taxi without a space. I don't know why.
That's
That's how it
funny.
is. But
Well,
man,
that's funny. Yeah.
and then every time that OP would play, even if I see if I see it on my my YouTube recommended, it's like, oh, well, it's a sign. It's time to go watch it again. I just absolutely love it, man. This
I
is just
love
a
it.
banger. Like a banger of a song and banger of visuals, man. I just love the visuals of this so much.
Yeah,
Oh,
they're
so
interesting.
good. Yeah, if you haven't seen the Odd Taxi OP before, go check it out and you'll join the cult right here. So let's go to the second candidate here. Cinderella baby. Oh, I guess I spelled it wrong here. It's
That's okay. That's okay. That's
but
okay.
we know it. It's Cinderella.
We know what it is. We know what it
We know
is.
what it is. It's playing in my head right now, probably playing in yours as well. But
Yep.
I can't agree more, man. This is just a banger of an OP. It's it's so good, and the visuals are so well, and the story it tells is just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
I'm sure.
So my third candidate here is oh another one I loved every
Solid.
time I saw.
Solid. It
The
didn't make my
visuals are
top.
so good on this.
The visuals are fantastic. There's a YouTube video with what's it called, 4K or
Yeah,
whatever it is. It's
4K 60.
yeah, it's great. It's better than the downloads that we had. I'll tell you that, my friend. It's oh, this didn't make my top four, but it was certainly consideration. Certainly
Mhm.
consideration. And like you said, the visuals are fantastic.
Mhm. Yeah, I just absolutely love watching those visuals every week, man. It was like, oh, she might not be best girl because obviously best girl is right over here. But
Yep.
that's just how it was, man. Even without her being best girl, she was still able to make this OP a banger. And
Oh
the
yeah.
visuals were just so fantastic, man. I absolutely just love the little dances and stuff she did. Beautiful,
With the
beautiful, beautiful,
fans,
beautiful.
when she's dancing in the beginning. It's good. It's
Mhm.
fantastic. I love it. I love it.
Mhm. That's my candidate number 3. So then my number 4 is Dies in No Time, man. This shit is a
Okay.
banger.
Is it?
Banger
I want to
every
go
time.
after
You
this.
should
I'm
go.
watching it because I haven't seen this shit yet. Is it
Oh
good?
yeah, yeah. We'll take a break we'll take a break right after we go to the show 4.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
man, this is just a banger. Like I was
Okay.
like, oh, this is like a nice little show. But then it's like first I forget it was like a second episode or so when it started playing the OP, and I was like, whoa, whoa, wait a second here. This is some spice. This is
All
some top
right.
tier shelf stuff right here. So that's why I picked this one as my candidate number 4. And we'll let you have a listen once we swap over here. So we'll be back real quick while we give James a little chance to hear
Yeah.
this
Let me
banger
hear
of
the
an OP.
shit. Let me hear the shit. All right. That's a hell of an OP, man. Holy
Mm-hmm.
shit. That really leaves an impression on you, eh?
Mm-hmm. And that's how it felt on me, man. So these are just 4 man, what a year! If every year
Yeah.
if I can have 4 bangers like this, well, I'm gonna be happy the rest of my life right here.
Yeah. All
Oh,
right. It's a good list. That's a good list.
hmm but what do you think? What do you think is number 1 here? They're all bangers here. There's no doubt. As just the
All
same as
right.
with yours.
All right. Well, I'm your best friend, I suppose. I knew you would have Odd Taxi. I knew you would have Comey. Senpai is a great choice. Vampire Dies in No Time is a great choice, but I'm leaning towards those two because I know how much you love those two. I fucking knew you'd have Odd Taxi on here, and I knew you'd have Comey on here. All right, now the question is, time for another 50-50. And by the way, people, just for the record, every time I've gotten one wrong, and I've gotten a lot wrong here, it's always been down to 2. Okay, so maybe I keep the streak up here, maybe not. Let's see. It's definitely Comey or Odd Taxi, in my opinion.
You think is a real tough one?
What are the chances we pick 3 of the same winner? What are the fucking chances, dude? Fuck it. I'm gonna go with Comey. What are the chances? Maybe not high, but I'll go with Comey. Did you pick Comey? That's my final answer. Fuck! It's always down to 2, dude. It's always down to 2. Ugh.
Even though like those recent LP, it's just so like I'm gonna listen to this for so long, man.
I was
Like
gonna
when I
say
heard,
Germs. This one came late, huh?
I know.
Shit.
But
All right.
even though it came late,
Ah.
it can fight with the best. And
Yep, it
you're
can.
50-50 every time, man. Every time.
Every single time I'm 50-50. I knew Odd Taxi would be on this list. I knew it. I just didn't know because you've talked to me more about Comey, but then again, you saw Comey a lot earlier than Odd Taxi, so you'd had more time to talk to me about it. So I knew it was between those two. I knew it. Really, that's your OP of the year. That's the best opening you heard all year. Shit.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Oh
Hey, I don't knock it. It's a great OP. It's a great OP.
yeah. It's a tough one, man. You know they're all bangers. There's no question about Cinderella being an absolute banger. It's playing in my head right now, but also Attack is playing in my head right now. I'm like Otokawa right now.
I'd sing it, but I'd butcher it. But yes, I hear it in my head. I hear it in my head. That's a good choice.
Spicy choices.
None of your choices so far. I thought that you'd pick a lot of weird shit that I haven't seen. I can't knock any of this, Germs. All of your choices have been solid. So even though I want to be pissed off that it's 3-2, and hey, I'm only one behind. I can't be pissed. I can't be pissed. Odd Taxi is a banger. It's a banger of an OP. So can't be mad. All right.
Yeah. What are the it's been like a 0.7% chance that you're in this predicament somehow. That you've gotten so many wrong. So
7 out of 8. Oh, no, 7 out of 8. I've chosen the coin toss. I've gotten 2 out of 8 correctly, technically, or 2 out of 7. 2 out of 7. I've gotten. So what is that? I've gotten 6 out of 7 coin tosses because you only went first once, I think. And I've gotten 2 out of 7 correct. So hey, I'm only one behind. I'm not. I thought I'd get none of them correct, so I'm somewhat happy here. Okay. All right.
So what you picking for the heads or tails here?
Let's go with heads.
Well, again, this alcohol starting to affect motor function.
That's okay. Same here.
What is it? Pick again? What'd you pick again?
I said heads. I said heads. I can't see it. I'll believe you. It's not fucking heads.
Oh my god.
That's 7 for 8. That's 7 for 8.
This is like a 0.3% chance, James. You should go buy a lottery ticket right now. Well, actually,
I should be like...
you have bad luck. You have bad luck right now. Actually, never mind.
Yeah, true. What's the guy in Odd Taxi? That guy to the left of Otokawa. No. Was it him? Who was the lottery guy? Because he hit the lottery, right? I should be like him.
He's not on there, unfortunately.
I should go play the fucking lottery at this point. 7 for fucking 8, dude. What are the chances? All right. Best ending for 2021. This is, just as much as I enjoyed going through the openings, the endings were fantastic as well. So, candidate number 1, Jujutsu Kaisen. Ending 2. I thought this was fantastic. I love the vocals on this. Back when we watched it in person, I remember telling you, hey man, this ending is a banger. I don't remember if you felt the same way. I thought it was great. It's, I sort of view endings differently than openings. Openings are supposed to get you excited for an episode. Endings are supposed to like let you off gently from the episode, right? And so this is sort of, this isn't like a hard-hitting banger, one that you'd listen to when you work out or anything like that. It's a slower, softer song, but great nonetheless. Great nonetheless. Candidate number 2, Shadow's House. I don't know if I've told you this yet. The Shadow's House ending is a fucking banger, dude. I love this shit. It's so good. I love at the end when it goes from like that building and it like cracks. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's so good, dude. I love both of them running up and down the stairs. I try to put my favorite moments in the song so that people can see. The visuals are great. The song is great. I just have no complaints. This was way better than the opening. This was way better than the opening. I loved it. Candidate number 3, Jobless. The second ending. The symbolism behind the sort of windows that Rudy was looking out. Remember at the end of the season how that kind of played a part? So beautifully well done. So good. So good. And then Eris there at the end, with the fireworks going off. It was just like a nice send off. I thought it was better than the first ending, which is hard to say, right? Because a lot of times the first opening, the first ending is like nostalgic, right? Like they really knock it out of the park in the beginning for a reason. I thought the second ending was better. I love the send off every episode. It was just phenomenal, phenomenal. And then candidate number 4. This is kind of like the left turn here, right?
I didn't expect
Ori
this one
Mia.
here.
I know, I know. I bet a lot of people are thinking, what the fuck is he putting this on the list for? It's a very slow opening ending. It's a very typical ending. I don't know why. I just have a soft spot for it. This is a very personal Mr. James pick here. It's not I know that not everyone's going to put this in the top 4 endings, but I like that they were CG and different and sort of this doll-like look to them throughout the whole ending, right? Like it has its own style. I like that Hori falls through the sky and she sort of finds Miyamura-kun and they kind of get together and I don't know, it just fit the show well. A lot of my picks are like, did it fit the show? Did it sort of do what it was supposed to do? So, I liked it. It's a slow song. It's just sort of it's a ballad of sorts, but it's a personal pick. And with that, we have the best ending candidates for 2021. We have Jujutsu Kaisen's second ending, Shadow House's ending, Mushoku Tensei's second ending, and Horimiya's ending. And with that, my turn to you, Germs. What do you think my favorite ending for 2021 was?
Oh, Jens, you're killing me here.
It's a hard
How do I
one.
how do I pick? How do I pick? Oh, there's such bangers. The Jujutsu Kaisen one, I love that one too. The Shadow's House, fantastic as well. Mushoku Ten, it's like, well, how do I? It's like I'm stuck with the. I have a 25% chance here of making you take a shot here. The
I
nostalgia
know,
stack
right?
against me. I can take any of these and be like, I can see James liking this one. Oh, this is so tough, man. So tough. I remember we both loved the Jujutsu Kaisen opening when we were watching it. And the Shadow's House, I
Mhm.
haven't really talked to you about that one. That's a little hard one. But Jobless, oof.
I love that shit, and I think because we reviewed it every week. I think I told you I love the Jobless one too. All
Yeah.
of these are bangers. All of these.
Yeah, can't
Horimiya
really
is a
go
little bit
wrong.
slower. Horimiya is a little bit slower, but
A little bit
I love that
different,
one too.
but
All of
that's
them. I
personal
love all of
preference.
them. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
This is a real tough one. This is a real tough one, man.
I know. I made it that way on purpose. I didn't lie though. I didn't lie, but I made it that way on purpose.
I'm thinking I'm gonna go with the Jobless ED.
Is that your final answer? Locking it in?
Locking it in.
My favorite ED for 2021. It's the
That's good
Kaizen
shit, man.
one.
That's good
It's
shit, man.
so good. When she starts singing in that ED, da-na-na-na-na, like the way her voice fluctuates. I'll be honest, when it comes to OPs and EDs, it's the song that matters more than the visuals. It's a song. It's fucking, like the heart of it is the song. Oh my god. This is so beautiful. I told you in person. I remember saying, Germs, this ED slaps. It's so good. The visuals are good. They're solid. They're fine. But the song is really what does it for me. It pulls at the heartstrings. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So good.
I agree
I
as
love
well.
it.
I love it as
Yep.
well.
I love it. But let's go back to them. All of them were great. You mentioned the Shadows House one. I fucking love that. I want to start saying what the top 2 were. Shadows House was the top 2. It was between that and Kaizen. I love Mushoku Tensei. Horimiya was great, but it was really between those two. I love both of those. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah. I don't know if you agree or not, but these were my picks, and I thought all of these were bangers. So
I agree as well.
all
And
right,
now you can
time
see
for
now you can see now you can see me start smiling over here because you get to see this. This is going to be a pretty fun one.
all right. Let's see it. Best ending for Germs. Let's
Best
see it.
endings. You know, unfortunately you didn't see my face during your thing, but I've been smiling this whole time because get ready for this one here.
Okay, okay, let's see it. I'm
So
hyped.
the first candidate here.
Hey, good taste, my friend. Good taste. I love it. Good taste.
I was laughing when when I saw you put this as well. I was like, this my boy. He knows the good
It's
shit
too
when he sees
good.
it.
It's too
Mm-hmm.
good. I can't comment on Vivi because I haven't seen Vivi, but like this, it's good. It's too good. How can you not put it on the list? It's better than the fucking opening. This should have been the
Mm-hmm.
opening, dude. It's so good.
So
I love it.
good, man.
So
Oh,
good.
beautiful, beautiful. Like, oh, I can't. I think there's a second season, so I can't wait to see what kind of stuff they come up with that. But this
I think
was
summer 22, summer. So I'm
beautiful,
hyped.
beautiful.
Oh, let's
Yeah,
go.
I absolutely love this OP man, ED man. Beautiful,
Yep.
beautiful.
We keep saying OP.
And guess what?
Oh my god, no way. No way.
I
You
thought the same thing
actually
as well.
you liked it as much as me. Really?
Mm-hmm.
I thought did you okay, let me ask you a question. Did you like the first ED more than this one? Cuz it's like stylish and you know what I mean? Like did you like that one more or did you like this one more? I'm curious.
See, actually, it's pretty funny. We like this one. We like this one for different reasons. You liked it for the
Really?
song. I liked it for the visuals.
No way. That's funny. That's
Just
funny.
the
I mean,
visuals of I
yeah.
absolutely love the visuals and the little storytelling that it all had there, and I
Yeah.
loved it, man. I loved it, and the ED was pretty good as well.
Oh yeah.
So it's just like it's pretty funny that like when you were talking about why you loved it, I'm like, oh, I have a different reason why I loved it, but I can see why.
That's good.
That's
I like
hilarious.
it.
Okay, now we're probably recording separate in here. I don't, come on, come on, man. How could you
So
not
good.
put? How could you not made with dragons, man?
So
This was
good.
fire. The cutest, like I have like the cutest like little gif of them dancing in the little chibi, and I was like, every time, and I keep hearing that song. I'm like, oh, perfection, perfection.
You know
The
what it
OP
was
was
for
fire
me?
as well, but
Yeah.
so
I have Kobayashi so many times throughout my list. I'm like, I can't. If it's not the best ending, I can't put it here. But it might have made my top 4. It's so good, dude. I love
mm-hmm,
Kobayashi. I didn't know you loved it as much as me.
mm-hmm.
Listening to your list, you love it as much as me. I didn't know. I didn't know Germs. Good taste. Good fucking taste. Good taste.
It was so surprising for like the beginning of a lot of these, where it's like, oh, actually, James has seen a lot of these ones. There's only like one or two random ones sometimes where it's like, oh, he hasn't seen this one, but
I'm happy.
past
I'm
little while,
surprised. I'm surprised.
because all we saw was the bangers. We expected the
Exactly.
bangers.
Exactly.
That's my
Good
candidate number
pick.
3. So
Good
number
pick.
4 is you expect to see this one. This
Oh,
was
okay.
ever since I've heard this song, and it was a banger. And then I saw the movie and I was like, super banger. I don't know what, like, it was just like, damn, this shit fits so well
Ooh.
with it, man. Like I had this song on repeat on my Spotify for like since the song came out, man. This shit is just fire.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And then I saw the visuals with the movie like not too long ago, and I was like, damn, this shit's good. Whew. I know, pretty wild fourth one there, but
You
uh,
watched that shit with so and so, Mister. You can bleep this out,
mhm.
Kevin. You motherfucker. I hope that you'd watch it with me, but that's fine. All right,
So
that's a
yeah,
good. That's
my fourth one was a weird one, but man, that
no.
shit was so good, so good.
Evangelion slaps, dude. Evangelion slaps. So I don't. I don't. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. Okay.
Oh,
The
this
the
is a tough
biggest
one.
problem. The biggest problem here
This
is
is
how
one
you
of the.
spelled. Is how you misspelled Kobayashi. The insult and the fact that I had to pick one of these 4. All of these are bangers. Shit. Okay.
It's a tough one.
Fuck. I don't know what to pick. Fuck. It's it. Oh.
Welcome to my world. That's how I was just a second ago with yours. Don't worry, don't worry. I was in your boat not too long ago.
Oh man. See, so I don't
And
have
then
any familiarity with the Evangelion one, but I know it's a banger. It's a classic. Um I don't know what your thoughts are on the Rebuild series, but I assume you like it. I assume. Kobayashi is great, but let's put Kobayashi aside. Kaizen, you had Kaizen's second ending, right?
Hmm? Yeah.
Same as me. I think that shit is so good, but it's not my list. It's your list. Shadow's House, man, such a great
Eh,
one.
I still can't believe that both of us had Shadow's House, but I can believe it because it's fire.
And if I gave into my urges, I would have had Kobayashi too. We would have had 3 of the 4 the same. But I picked Horimiya because I liked it all the same. It was about same level, and I wanted to shine some light on Horimiya. Fuck. Well, you said you listen to Evangelion on Spotify a lot, so let's go with Evangelion, and I will cover my face in shame because I'm sure I don't have it. So Evangelion, locking it in. Let's see it.
Maybe I spoiled it too much.
Yes.
Maybe I spoiled about it too much because this man, I don't even want to know how many times I listened to this song. Maybe like 100, maybe 200, maybe 300.
Yes.
Because
Germs.
I shouldn't have spoiled how much I love this song. That's what alcohol does.
Hey, you know where we're at, my buddy? 3 for 3. Well, not 3 for 3, but 3 and 3. So we're tied, my friend. I'll take a shot with you. Here, I'll take a drink with you. I don't want to pour right now. 3 and 3. We're tied. I think you'll still win. But hey, 3 and 3 tied, my buddy.
Mm-hmm. And once again, I'm not mad to take this shot, man. This shit's
So good.
so good, man. Well,
See, a lot of your list is stuff. Well, not a lot, but like some of your picks are stuff I haven't seen, and it makes me more excited to see it. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm. Well, don't worry. Once we get to the genres and stuff, then you're gonna start seeing, because it's really specified. But,
Yeah.
Whew. Whew.
Yeah.
I love these picks.
I want us to have an Evangelion special episode where we just go into Evangelion, but I just want to say real quick, just for 5 seconds. Evangelion means a lot to me, but I have not checked out the Rebuild series, so the fact that you I can infer that you somewhat like the Rebuild series is exciting to me. You know, I got 4 movies to watch, and that's fun. So, I'm excited to check it out, man. I'm excited to check it out. The original means a lot to me, and yeah, I want to see it with a new story and new animations. So I'm excited, and if the music is good too, hell yeah, I'm down for it. So I'm excited. All right, Germs, tell the people what the fuck this is.
This is a special reward. This is mostly just a meme. We're not super serious about it. This is just a big meme for our fun of it.
Yeah.
Just a little tease. Make him work a little harder for. Well, we just gotta get this word out. This is a special award.
By the way, real quick, before you go to it, it hurts. I know what you're gonna put. It hurts to see, but I understand why you chose this one. Let's see it, Germs. What's the worst studio of 2021? Bracing myself. Oh,
so we got candidate number 1. Wonder Egg Priority Special.
You're doing candidates. I don't want to look at this. You can talk about it, but I don't want to look at this.
Promised Neverland Season 2.
Oh, that hurts.
This story was a little bit more controversial, but to some people, Horimiya, what they did to Horimiya, is a little more questionable. You're
only pissed. Only if you're a manga reader, you're pissed off. But if you're an anime only like me, if you're a degenerate like me, you're fine with it. But the first 2 are hideous.
So these are the candidates, and only one studio did all 3 of these, and that's
only 3.
Cloverworks. They get a little special award from us.
Tell the people.
Tell
the people why, Germs.
Why Cloverworks? Why you gotta do this to us? Like, they start off with such high moments, and then they just, or at the end, they just, stop caring. I don't know. Maybe we're on a budget. It's never the animator's fault, so, we're never going to be blame the animators. It's whoever, the directors and budgets, whoever did that, this is their fault. They're on here.
100%. 100%.
It's just, why they gotta do this to Wind Egg special? Why they gotta do this to Promising Neverland? Go watch a review. You're gonna see us,
Oh,
yell and rant for the next few minutes.
Germs, make a timestamp right now. We're gonna put both our reviews right now. We have a review of Promise Neverland. We have a great clip in that. And then we have. Did we review the special? I don't think we made a special video
we
for
did.
that.
I think
We
did.
talked about it, but did we make its own video? We have a review of the series, but I don't know if we did one of the special. But either way,
If not, we'll link to the timestamp, whatever.
don't watch the special. Don't watch the special.
It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. Don't worry about it.
It don't exist. It don't even exist. I don't know what you're talking about. It don't exist. So, Clover.
Don't worry, man. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to think about it, man.
Such a meme. Such a meme. Fuck.
So, this was just a little jab at Cloverworks. They do some good work. They're having some good works this season, but please don't mess them up.
Please. Especially Neverland, dude. Like, you guys made a perfect first season. That was my anime of the year, 2019, before we even had the show. And then, what the fuck happened this year? Or last year, technically. But, like, I can't even wrap. We'll talk about it.
Please.
We'll talk about it, Germs. We'll talk about it. But please don't do that again, Cloverworks. Please. All right. So we had to meme on them. So
yeah, too. Hopefully they'll do better next time. But
for sure.
Next,
Best
we got
studio.
the
Time to flip, yeah, because I have that. All right.
So it's time to flip the coin here.
Tails.
That was a nice flip. Your luck is here today, James. It's heads.
Okay, I was gonna say, if it was tails, I wouldn't believe you at this point. I'd say put it up to the camera. I don't believe you, but all right. Let's see what your best studio is, Germs.
Whew. Yeah.
By the way,
where do you?
For all the fans out there, I fought for this category. I think it's really important to see what studios are popping or not. Okay, so I'm curious to see what Germs has to say. I'm curious. Let's see.
So first we got here for me, Photo Woman.
Yep.
They don't come out with much, man, but when they do, they never disappoint.
Well, they technically do the Fate series, right? When they're like on.
They never disappoint. They never disappoint.
Yeah. So with the Fate series, they disappoint with what's it called?
Not for me. Not for me.
Garden of Sinners. They don't disappoint with that. Demon Slayer, they don't disappoint. So whatever they're doing, they don't disappoint. Whatever they do. This year, they only really happen to do Demon Slayer.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately. I think they had a Fate Grand Order movie. I don't know if you checked that one out.
Unfortunately, I did, but I heard it was so good from friends.
Okay.
So I wish I could say that, but that went on here, but I didn't personally see it, so I didn't want to, assume things and stuff.
Exactly.
So.
Exactly. We got to be fair. But with Ufotable, you got to expect that it's good. You know what I mean? They've done a great job by Fate. They've done a great job by Garden of Sinners, whatever it's called, and Demon Slayer. I mean, they're top notch.
Whatever they touch.
They're up there.
It's gold. They don't come out. They don't come out like every week. But hey, when they do, it's like, oh, that's nice. That's nice. Thanks.
Exactly.
So that's my first candidate. It's just a solid pick. Once Ufotable starts, slacking, we'll tell it how it is, But they just don't miss, man. They just don't miss.
We'll call a spade as a spade. 100%.
Now, second one, OLM, man.
Okay.
When I saw what LLM was doing, man, I'm like, they be putting out bangers. Restaurants from Around the World, season 2. I didn't put that season 2 there, but banger. Odd Taxi, banger. Homie, banger.
Good choice.
Man, just banger after banger, man. Like, I was like looking at their list, I'm like, they just came out with hits, man. They just came out with hits this season. So, mad respect to OLM for what they did this season. It really came out. Yeah. They didn't, I think they also did Pokemon stuff as well. That's the Pokemon one, right? OLM? Was that another one?
Yeah. No. That's OLM.
Yeah. They just came out with good shit, man. So like, mad respect. They weren't on my radar, but now they are, man. Good shit. Good shit.
They're good.
I don't look in the studios. James is more that so, but hey, they did a good job. So, for the candidate number 3 here, man.
No way. No
Well,
way. You put
what
JC
a
staff?
mm-hmm. I
No
know.
way.
I put the JC staff. I know that sometimes they have bad a reputation, but I was like, Villas 2? Hey, that was a pretty good one. Black Maid? Hey, good shit, man, good shit. Machi Season 3? Hey, yeah, that was a pretty good one. So like it's like they're not the like most high tier. It's like, oh, but yeah, these are good shows. Like it's 7, 8 out of 10s shows. But like, hey, pretty good stuff. They're keeping up a consistent quality. I didn't really see anything on there that was
Uh,
like,
uh,
ooh.
for JC staff, that's really good. I
Yeah,
didn't expect JC staff to be on this list, but that's good. That's good.
I know. Yeah, but they gotta give them the credit when it's due. I seen all of those. I'm like, hey, they did a pretty good job on those. So I think they might have some one or two random shows like, ooh, but it's like, hey, they still get some good shit. They still get some
Hmm.
good shit out there.
Hmm.
So candidate number 4 here is, come on,
Yep.
how could I not
All
put it
for
here?
one. All for one show.
Mm-hmm. That's all. That's
Yep.
all it needs to be.
Hmm.
Studio Bond, Java's Korean Incarnation, man, absolute kings up in the studio over there. And just
Hmm.
treat that with respect. And hey, that's all we can really ask for when we want a series to be.
Perfect.
Hmm?
Basically
So.
perfect.
But it's not too many shows. I'm not too good at looking into studios and stuff. So
No,
maybe
you
there's
did
some
good.
other studios, but hey, I think
You
these
did
are pretty
good.
good ones.
These are good. I don't know about JC staff, but you did good. You did good, Germs. Yeah, Bind is a subsidiary of White Fox. JC staff, I don't think I've ever had anything nice to say about them, so I'll reserve judgment. OLM, solid.
Solid.
Ufotable.
Came out of nowhere for me.
Ufotable is I've known Ufotable to be fantastic, so
Do you think this is a bit of a tough one because oh well, it looks like
yeah.
I accidentally forgot to change the title on that one there. It's
Oh,
best.
it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's
Mhm.
okay.
And
We'll
well,
see if the people catch that. We don't have to announce it.
hey,
Um,
if you're here, you're a real one. Real ones
you're a
here.
real one. You're a real one at this point. Fuck. Are you going for quantity or quality? That's the question.
Do you think? What do you think? This is a tough one.
Uh, this is gonna sound so stupid, but because it surprised you, I'll go with OLM. That'll be my final pick. There's no way. There's no way you actually pick JC Staff as your studio of the year. Come on, Germs. Oh my
Hey,
goodness.
they came
Go
out with
back
the
to
good
what they
stuff.
did. Go back to what they did. I gotta see. I gotta see at this point. Realist
They're
Hero, Black Maid, Danmachi. Fuck. None of them I've seen. Okay. So I can't speak about it. But typically JC Staff people don't speak lightly about it. You know what I mean? So
I know. This is just like
yeah.
I enjoy the shows that came out. Like, oh, they came with multiple shows I really enjoy. It's like, okay, that's nice. Yeah, I definitely a number 2 easily with Studio Bind here. There's not even a
I
question on
figured.
that.
I
But it's like,
figured. I thought
do I really want to give it just like for one show? It's like, it was like it's so close. I could have, in an alternate universe, it easily could have been Studio Bind here, but
yeah.
because I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, Danmachi was so fire, and Black Maid was like they really, 3D. It's like, okay, they can do more than just 2D. They can do some 3D. Like,
I
okay,
had it
okay.
I had it between Bind and OLM. But
Oh
so I
yeah,
was
OM
totally
was so
off.
fire. Yeah.
I was off.
Just-
Was OLM second?
Oh, well, Spine was probably second. Then like right there was OLM
OLM.
because
Okay.
OLM was,
Okay.
oh my god, so good.
Shit, JC Staff. What universe do we live in where JC Staff is Germs anime?
Terms is
Sorry,
universe.
studio of the year. That's amazing. It's amazing. All right, buddy. Ready for mine?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Best Studio 2021. This was fun for me. This is
Yeah.
sort of my
yours is gonna be a lot probably more accurate. Mine is just like I usually don't look into this stuff, but hey,
Hey,
James goes that extra level than I do.
listen, no, you go the extra level. You watch a lot more stuff than me. You are definitely more the hardcore weeb. I pay attention to studio. I like to see who the makers are behind it all. But let's see, let's have some fun. The only pick you've had so far is JC Staff. That surprised me, but let's see. All right, candidate number one is Mappa. Mappa's killing it right now. Attack on
Oh
Titan,
yeah,
final season, Jujutsu Kaisen, Tacto P. I didn't see that one. Eaten Deities. I don't know if anyone saw that one. That was kind of like one that's under the radar, but
yeah.
certainly Kaizen and certainly Attack on Titan. I mean,
And a
Mappa's
lot of
killing it.
people probably were a lot of people were talking about Tactile P, but we
Oh
weren't. I
yeah,
wasn't really much a fan of it, but like so a lot of people, Tactile P was pretty fire, I guess. People.
and you saw it, right? You saw Tacto
Mm-hmm.
P.
It was okay.
Yeah, a
That's
lot of
my
people.
opinion.
A lot of people liked it. So there you go. It's just another argument for Mappa. The ones that I've seen are the other three. Kaizen and Attack on Titan are really the ones that stand out. All right, you potable. Kind of like you. It's just Demon Slayer. It's Demon Slayer is the only one that really matters here. But shit, it's Demon Slayer. It's the biggest anime there is currently. You had the Mugen Train series. You had you had when I put US, I put for the movie release. Came out over here in the States this past year. Then they made a series out of it. A lot of people didn't like that, but it's the same content basically. One episode of new content, and then the Entertainment District arc still going, but solid. I like it. I think it's going pretty well. So
Mm-hmm.
Ufotable. Listen, it's only one anime, but that anime alone cements Ufotable's status here in the year. Same
Oh
with Kyoto Animation. Same with Kyoto Animation. Listen, if you go back and look at Kyoto Animation's record, they don't typically put out a ton every year, but what they do put out is fire. And Miss Kobayashi, fire. And you have to remember, ever since the arson attack in, I believe it was 2019, I believe it was pre-pandemic.
yeah, it was
You
definitely
know,
pre.
yeah. So they took a lot of time off, and it shows. It shows with Miss Kobayashi because it's beautiful. And this was their, like I said in our review, it was their triumphant return. It was their way to say, hey, like we're still relevant. We still make beautiful, beautiful, gorgeous anime, and yeah, I just it's great to see them return after such a tragedy with such a great, great anime. You know what I mean? Like they could have returned
Mm-hmm.
with anything just to kind of get the wheels going, but nah, man, they return with Miss Kobayashi. Like that's some fire shit. If you know my preferences, I love that shit. We memed on it, but I'm gonna put it here. Cloverworks. Cloverworks is a mixed bag. Let's get into it. Wonder Egg, phenomenal.
Oh
The
yeah.
special, the special, not so much. The Promised Neverland 2, season 2. No, terrible. Horimiya, I liked it. I didn't
Anime
read the
only, yeah.
manga. As an anime only, I liked it. They went through the whole series, 100 and 20 chapters and 13 episodes. I didn't mind it, but that's only because I haven't read the manga. So if you've read the manga, maybe you didn't like it, but for me, I liked it.
Yeah,
Shad- Shadow's House, solid. I don't know. I don't think it was that bad. I thought it was pretty good, and I like
nothing to
this.
sing home about, but hey, nice.
It's nice. It had that sort of Promised Neverland season 1 feeling to it that I kind of miss with season 2. Maybe that's why I liked it more. So, and with that, my friend, we have Mappa as my candidate number 1. Candidate number 2 is Ufotable. Candidate number 3, Kyoto Animation, and candidate number 4 is Cloverworks. So, I pass it over to you, my friend. If you need me to go back and look at some of the shows that they released, I can do that. What do you make of my
This
list?
guy. Yeah, it's pretty solid. I was very interested in seeing Cloverworks, but I can that makes sense. You know, it was just the special that was really
It's
and Horimiya
yeah,
was like oh you
ho-
know it's just random owners really that were kind
yeah.
of mad.
It's
And,
listen. The Wonder
oh,
Egg
but
series was great, and the Horimiya series was great. Shadow's House was pretty good. Promise Neverland season 2, I can't. That's terrible. Wonder Egg special, terrible. So it's a mixed track record, but
yeah,
with the good that they did good. You know.
mm, yeah. But I think I know who you would probably put down. So
All
I'm gonna
right.
put Go to Animation there as my pick.
Is that your final answer?
Yep.
All right. My studio of the year 2021 is
Oh,
Mappa.
yeah, I see why. I see why.
Kaizen and Attack on Titan. It's too hard not to choose them. I know a lot of people are going to be pissed off because those shows started in 2020 and like blended over into 2021, but
Yeah, yeah.
it's the two biggest anime out there. What else is bigger than those two? I love Kobayashi, but it's not nearly as big as those two.
Mhm.
And not to say that the biggest show is the best, but they're making classics right now. They're making classics. Demon Slayer always looks beautiful. Attack on Titan, they did a great job with it, in my opinion. You know, picking up the slack from Wit. They're killing it. They also did Yasuke. We didn't really love that. We reviewed that. And
Yeah.
I think they did something else. I forget what it was. I know Kyoto Animation did Free. We're not big fans of Free, like the Free movie, the Free Final Stroke or whatever. But in terms of Mappa, Attack on Titan and Jujutsu Kaisen, that's enough. That's just
That's all you gotta
enough.
say.
I love you know, I love Kobayashi. I love Wonder Egg. I love all these shows, but those two, it's in a league of its own, in my opinion. You know, we've talked about Mappa being the greatest thing. They're gonna do Chainsaw Man next year or this year, 2022. So it's just they're the hot studio right now, man. They're the hot studio. So Mappa is my 2021 studio of the year.
Okay. So these next few genres are just because you know I've seen so many different shows. You know, this is a little bit more highlighting some of those random other little shows there since James hasn't seen much as I have. You know,
Nope. Nope.
so
And yeah, so Germs is gonna do the next three categories. They don't count for points. They're just like a side fun thing. We were considering doing them, but I didn't feel comfortable doing them. So let's see it. Best action. Let's see it.
mm, so first candidate, you already know
I
Vivi.
figured.
You know, it's so fantastic. Like it's like what Vivi cannot do. Like what can Vivi not do? You know, that's the real question right there. It's like music, action, drama, like probably I guess comedy. I guess probably, but you know, Vivi there for our first candidate here. Second one, you already knew, Jobless. Come
The
on,
action
like
is
the
there.
action is there. So many fantastic little fights there. So many fantastic little moments of little spice up in here. So just how can I not put this up here as one of the top four of the year for action? And number three,
Whoa, action. Okay.
come on, you know, this is. I was like, okay, finally, I get to put this in here because like this was just fire. I was like, oh, like I can't put this in like there's no like best fight scene. There's no like it's like oh, but action. That's where I can put this at. There's so many beautiful little fight scenes here. They might not have been the best fight scenes of the year, but there were just so many in like the story and everything that was happening here. I was
hmm
like, beautiful, beautiful. Absolutely love this season.
Okay.
The season has a very different feel than the past few seasons because you know don't want to say about what happened last at the end of last season, but whew, very different, spicy, different feel here. A lot more
Oh yeah.
serious, but loved it. My third candidate here,
hmm
number four, Another surprise, Magic a Record season 2,
Whoa,
man.
okay.
Oh, in terms of action, this is where Slime and Magic a Record really got to show their stuff here, because the action in this like one of the fights, like a few of these fights in this season, I was like, should I put this in the best fights of the year? It's like I want to, but just, like it's just like right underneath, like right underneath number 5 and number 6 probably for this show. But man, oh, the action and the fights in here and the drama and the characters were, whew, oh, oh man, I wish I could watch this over again. Just have a great time. So Magic a Record, number 4 candidate here for action. If you've seen it, you're a real one, and you already know why it's there.
I'm not. All
So
right.
yeah, a very different. Now we're getting to the wild picks, of the wild variety that Jeremy has seen this season, or
Well,
Germs, I
these,
guess.
well, yeah, I don't have these categories, so they won't count. So,
Yeah.
because we won't have a back and forth. But you talked about Maggia Record a lot.
Oh yeah.
It's either that or Vivi, maybe? I don't know. I'll go with Maggia Record. I mean, it doesn't hurt, so I'll go with that one.
Yeah.
Let's see it. Oh,
Come
man,
on.
really? Best action, really? Okay. They had good action. It had good action.
You know, I was like, oh, I just love the action and the little spicy moments, like when like I was thinking about, like, the actions like with the Rudy versus Paul, like small little, even though like
Yeah.
technically some people wouldn't count that as a fight scene, I'm like, that's action, the spice,
It's
those are the
tension.
little moments I
It,
counted into
certainly
this
tension.
category.
Yeah,
Mm.
100%.
So that's the action core category for Jeremy here, for Germs
All right.
here.
Let's
Now we
see
have
it.
the comedy. Now this is a little bit more spicy, a little bit more a little bit of variety that you probably didn't see in the all these categories before. So number 1, I already know this one right here. Oh, Iruma-kun second season, man. I
I could
love
have guessed
the
that.
series so
I,
much. Yeah.
I could have guessed that. You love
I
it.
love the series so much, man. It's so good. Feels so good. And the comedy is good there. There's a little bit more spice this season, a little bit more romance this season, but the comedy always there. I absolutely loved it. Ah, I just love it. To a lot of people, it's probably not much of a good comedy, but to me, I really enjoyed the comedy. I really enjoyed the characters, the interactions they had. So to me, I think it was a worthy candidate for. And there wasn't
Oh,
really that
yeah.
many comedies this year. Like you can really count a lot of isekais, random like stuff as comedies. But to
Hmm.
me, this was like a nice comedy to watch. Number 2, this is also a little bit harder. The comedy is like always like a hard
It is. It
yeah,
is.
hard
Yeah.
concept to be like, this is a comedy show, this is the best comedy, but like just like the cute little moments and the fun moments that the characters had, like bribing Elma for with food or all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's like some people might not count it as comedy, but it's like, oh, like the
It is.
fun, cute little
It's a rom
moments. It's
com.
like, mm-hmm.
It's a slice of life rom com for sure.
So that's why I gave Kobayashi a spot here, even though there wasn't like I think comedy is like always the hardest category to really put stuff into. But I think the
Yeah.
comedy that Kobayashi has is really fun and always fun to watch. You not be like laughing out loud every time the joke happens, but you're like, oh, that's nice.
Hmm.
So Kobayashi number 2. Come on, how
Hey.
could I not put Nagatoro for a number here for number 3? Just
It
all the
was funny.
interactions. Mm-hmm.
It was funny. Yeah.
All the hilarious interactions between Senpai and Nagatoro were just absolutely hilarious. The fluffy bread and all that, like the friends messing with them. It's like there's just so many like little moments where it's like, oh, you get a little chuckle out of you. You're like, oh, that's hilarious.
Hmm.
The Nagatoro have like, it was like it's like really good definition of the rom com. There's a lot of
Yeah.
romance, but a lot of comedy. So hey,
100%.
that's why it's on the list here for me. And I love those
100%.
comedy moments that this show had with all the all the friends and stuff. That's why it's number three for me. Well, on number three, but the third candidate for me here.
Third candidate, yeah.
For number four, Taxi. This is a little bit hard one. You know, a little bit hard to draw the comedy here, but I just loved Otokawa's sense of humor and
sarcasm.
The sarcasm and like some of the random characters make random jokes, or the rapping guy. It's like I would always have a little laugh when the rapping guy starts talking.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I absolutely just like, you know, or when the comedy duo would start doing the random little like you know, jokes and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I just like the little it's not like, you know, it wasn't any like really like laugh out loud moments with this show, but like just the human, you know, the real life feel of it was just like, this is, you know, you just don't like, you know, laugh out crazy with your friends, but
it was humorous. It was humorous.
Yeah, the nice little moments were there. That's that. Those are the four candidates that I chose for that. This comedy here.
Well, listen, because these don't necessarily count because I don't have these categories, I'm going to go with Iruma-kun because it's known as a comedy. So lock it in. Iruma-kun. Oh, shit, really? You laughed more at Kobayashi than anything, huh? Interesting.
I think we had nice little moments, but I think sections focused a little bit more on like a different, slightly a little more serious sometimes episodes. But like Kobayashi, I was having such a great like. There'd always be a few moments in Kobayashi, I'd be like have a little laugh, or they'd do something with the, like even at the end of like some serious moments, like you know when the little kid and the otaku would be talking, they had like a nice little moment. And then at the end, he's like, "Oh, let me hold my glasses," and it's like, oh, it's like, oh, just those little moments of Kobayashi I really enjoyed so much.
I'm glad that you enjoyed it as much as I did because I always raved about it. And I knew you liked it. But I'm glad that Kobayashi is getting the recognition it deserves. You know what I mean? 100%.
It's won technically 3 awards from the both of us.
Yeah, shit.
Kobayashi is doing
killing it.
Good for itself. Now we're in the spice here. A little the spice of the romance. Right? Some shows, you know, from before you're probably gonna see here, but you know, it's probably gonna be the beginning here. So let's see what the number one here is. Ooh, oh, I love this one so much, man. This was like it's like a hidden gem, really, for like the romance, a little bit of comedy, but I think it's mostly just like a romance kind of show. So many waifus and no,
Isekai?
No, it's just a guy just travels back in time.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like, oh, but man, oh, the wife, oh, like the yellow haired one, man. I was so like, she was number 5, my dude. She was number 5
for best girl.
Like I wanted to put her, I wanted to put her so bad for best girl, so bad.
That's so funny,
so bad. I was like, I was like, oh, should I put her as best girl? Like because the best girls for me were all based like all the top like 5, 6 were like right there. I was like, I don't want to put her as best girl. I'm like, then I was like, you know, then I started to like, you know, going really in depth with that. I'm like, she is best girl, but like compared to all these other waifus, you know, she doesn't compete.
Not top 4.
Not top 4, unfortunately. But man, what a fantastic little rom-com slash like drama, or like, you know, reverse time kind of thing. So that's my first romance one there.
Rom-com. Yep.
Now, come on. You know, if you knew me, you knew this had to be on the romance list, man. You know,
I think I figured.
You know,
I figured.
Especially being top 4 waifus, Alice. Like, this shit is just so good, man. So good. Like just so similar to Nagatoro, but just like that little extra, little bit more to me with Alice. Like, oh, I absolutely love her character so much, and just like the waifu potential is just like, oh, so good, and the interaction between the two is just so good, and all the side characters, added that little extra little spice to their relationship. That's like, oh, you could just have a show with two, characters that love each other, but add that little spice, add a little sister, add some other little, butler and all that kind of stuff. You need other people in your life other than just two people in the whole world. So I think this show did a really good job on having more than just the two main love interests.
Right.
Beautiful stuff, man. Beautiful
That's
stuff.
good.
Oh my god, one on number two, number three. Come on, comedy and
Hey.
you gotta put in that romance, man. Like, oh, such the cutest little thing is not Naruto is just such the cutest little thing, man.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, love it, love their little romance so much, man. I can't wait to season 2, 3, and 4. It'll get a little keep compressing a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, absolutely love Nagatoro and well, not just not the show, but Nagatoro herself. Oh,
Yeah.
oh, the smug
She opens
energy
up.
and mm-hmm.
She opens up eventually, you know?
Yeah, I love this show so much and little romance that we get every once in a while at the end of the episodes usually. So beautiful, 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 beautiful romance. And come on, look at them. They're even in the cover they're already married.
Yeah.
So like I absolutely just love the romance between two married couples here. Well, one married couple.
I get what you mean.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, the cutest thing, man. It's like just seeing that poster just makes me happy, man. Seeing them together. I just love the moments that they have together and the little cute little moments and stuff. It's just so good, so good. Oh man, I
Tell me
absolutely
about
just
it.
love. So it's like the first episode or two is like weird. It's like they just feel like they speed run marriage. They start from not knowing each other and be like, marry me, and like, okay, let's get married. It's like, okay, it's a little weird, but man, the romance that they have and the connection that they have together is just so good. Like you just see them together, and you're like, oh, the cute little married couple here. Even though they haven't known each other much, but oh, such a cute little couple that they are. Would super recommend to people that haven't seen this so far. Hopefully they
Hmm.
get a second season. I think maybe, but
I
this is
think
drunk
it was
Jeremy speaking.
announced. Yeah, true. I think it's drunk Mr. James speaking, but I think they had one announced. I'm not sure.
So those are my four candidates. There was some really great romance this season, man. I was really happy to see that they did a pretty good
Yeah.
job. What do you think?
You ready for me to pop your balloon?
So,
Fly Me to the Moon came out in 2020, my friend. and it
oh,
ended and it ended in 2020. Oh my god.
well, it was it
Uh,
was so much in my mind. I guess I thought it. I guess in my mind it progressed to the next year.
let's keep it. Let's keep it. All right. Okay. Let me say this. So before all the comments hit down below, we know that Fly Me to the Moon, we talked about it, was 2020. Um, I'm no fruits basket, eh? No fruits basket for romance. Okay.
Well, the final season didn't really have much romance.
Okay. Don't say any more because I haven't caught up. Okay, that's interesting to know. Hmm. I would say if it's been on your mind so much, I got to pick Fly Me to the Moon.
Oh,
Shit.
yeah. Even in my head, I'm like, come on.
Oh, you went before I could say. I was just picking one. That wasn't my final answer. That's okay though. These don't count. These
Come
don't
on,
count.
Alice, man. Waifu, such a top waifu material. Oh,
Okay. Good shit.
so good, man. Like, a lot of people are probably not gonna skip on this because it's 3D. Some people aren't into that, but me, I'm a
Not
connoisseur
me.
of all anime. So, I pick the hit. I go to those hidden waifus people don't even know that exist, and that's Alice. Such a top
Right.
tier waifu, man. And oh,
Good romance.
oh,
Good romance.
please be a second season. If not, I'll just read the manga. If not, I'll just read the manga.
Yeah.
But we are back. Time for our biggest disappointments of the year, which are for me are definitely gonna be a bunch of them. But let's
Same.
find out. Flip a coin. Look at flip
Tails.
coins.
Tails.
Why can't you just say heads, James? Why just say heads next time?
What is it?
Tails.
What is that? 8 out of 10? Is that 8 out of 10? What are the chances? What are the chances, my friend?
Real unlucky for you.
Okay, so we can't just talk about how 2021 was the best year ever for anime, although it was a fantastic year. We got to talk about what we were disappointed by. And so let's get right into it. Candidate number one, The Way of the House Husband. Make a note, Germs. Make a note because we reviewed it. Let's make a card above. So we reviewed this, and the way I felt, I think I was harsher than Germs was. I read the manga, so I just thought the anime was obsolete. What's the point? It was a slideshow at best. It wasn't fucking animated. To call it anime is an insult to Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen, Kobayashi, all the ones that are beautifully animated. To call this, it's an O&A, an original Netflix or an original net animation, whatever you want to call it. If you've never read the manga, it's fine. But as someone who read the manga, it's terrible. It's not even animated. Is this an anime, Germs? Is this a fucking anime? I don't know. It was a disappointment.
Well, if that's an anime, then our PowerPoint's an anime.
Thank you. Thank you. So that's candidate number one, PowerPoint. Let's get on to number two. Oh, I can't look at this. Let me look away. The Promised Neverland, season 2. I loved season 1. I don't know what happened with season 2. I almost don't want to remember it, but basically, so it started off really fast. It was really fast paced, but then by episode 4, by episode 4, it just delves into anime original territory. And it's just like, what the fuck is going on? You remember the last episode, Germs? They're just like visiting different places,
and literally just pictures.
In pictures, and you know what? I won't even spoil it. Don't watch it. That's candidate number 2. Candidate number 3, Shaman King. I have heard so much about Shaman King as a fan of anime back in the 2000s. Shaman King was the shit, and I just never got around to it. And so 2021, all right, they're making a reboot. This is my chance. And what happens? It has no color to it. It's dull. The drawings are shit. And the fight scenes are horrendous. This is a shonen. It's it was not to bag on it too much. I'm not saying that it was the worst anime ever created, but it was certainly subpar. It's a disservice to the Shaman King manga, and between the original adaptation, this adaptation, what's better? I don't know. At this point, I just kind of want to check out the manga. I started this, but I dropped it quickly. It just wasn't for me. Actually, I think this came out in spring when we first started this channel, right, Germs? And I just couldn't stomach it. I think I got 10 episodes in and I was like, no, I ain't watching this. It was so fast paced. Characters look like shit, especially the short one. They just look bad. That's candidate number 3, Shaman King. It shouldn't be. I'm sure it's a great shonen, but oh, okay. Another Cloverworks anime. The Wonder Egg Priority Special. I just want to pretend that this.
I don't want to see it.
The series is better if this doesn't exist. Just pretend that this doesn't exist. What was the original series? 11 episodes? This is not the 12th episode or the 13th or whatever it is. It's just forget it exists. It doesn't exist. it sort of retcons the series and then adds more storylines that will never be fulfilled. It's
Ever.
terrible. It's terrible. It's just whatever you see from the original series, that's the ending. Pretend that this doesn't fucking exist. So that's all I can say about it. Half of it was a recap. Remember, half of it was a recap, Germs?
Well, one of the episodes of the 12 episodes was a recap as well.
True. Cloverworks, get your shit together. You make great anime, but get your shit together. So that's gonna be my biggest disappointments for 2021. Candidate number 1, The Way of the House Husband. Candidate number 2, The Promised Neverland. Candidate number 3, Shaman King. Candidate number 4, The Special of Wonder Egg Priority. So, with that, my friend, what do you think what was my biggest disappointment for 2021?
You know I already know. Promised Neverland. Lock that in.
100%?
Lock that in right there.
Easy. Are you sure? Are you sure?
Yeah. 100%. Maybe 100, maybe 200%.
More than Wonder Egg, because I loved Wonder Egg. More than Wonder Egg?
Yep.
All right, my biggest disappointment for 2021.
You know, come on. I know you so well.
You know me too well.
You know I know how much it hurt you. Wonder Egg is like, okay,
it hurt me.
It was like a shot by like a 9mm, but this was like a shotgun.
This was a 45 to the fucking face. So, all right, time to take a shot. I can't even lie.
We're both gonna go to work pretty inebriated, but hey, it's all for the fun of it. It's all for the fun of it.
It's all for the fun of it. All right, you want to talk about this season? Exactly. You want to talk about the season, Germs? What did you make? What did you make of the second season?
It's like a steaming steaming rolling pile of poo. You know, it just keeps rolling and rolling, and
the meta, the reference. If you've been a long time viewer, you know what he means.
And thank you.
With that, we head off to Germs' biggest disappointments.
We're gonna go by this quick. Watch this. Watch this. How the House Husband. Shaman King.
No way.
Wonder Egg Priority.
The same 4?
Same 4.
No way. Really? Oh man, we're too similar.
Welcome back. If you
we're too similar.
A quick minute. Now, what do you think mine was? Okay, I knew what yours was. Come on.
Here's the thing.
If you don't
say it, go ahead. What were you saying?
No. You say what it is. You already know.
It's between Wonder Egg and Promised Neverland. You're crazy if you don't pick the Promised Neverland. Let's go with the Promised Neverland. Don't tell me it's Wonder Egg.
Well, don't forget, this is my. Don't forget.
I already said it. I can't take it back. Let's go.
You know, come on, James. You know how much I loved Wonder Egg. I liked Promised Neverland, but I knew you loved Promised Neverland. I liked Wonder Egg way more. Come on, James.
You know what the thing is though? The Promised Neverland second season was a whole season of garbage. This was just a special, and we already knew they had production issues. The Promised Neverland second season was 12 episodes of pure fucking garbage. What's worse, Germs? A special of garbage or a whole fucking season of garbage?
The ending. Come on. Imagine you're like so excited that you must see a full clear of a super hard song. You're like, damn. They're like the 2000th combo, this hardest song of all time. You're like, damn. All they gotta do is just finish this easy part at the end.
Yeah.
And they fail right at the end. That's what I feel right now. They were 99.9% of the way there, and they failed at the last second, and that's what really stung the most.
Yep. You know, after you said what you said, I would have taken it back, but I couldn't take it back. I already said Promised Neverland, but listen, the fact that we picked the 4 same, it just It just goes to show, Germs. It just goes to show we got good taste. We like
Mm-hmm.
minds.
Well, also
Great minds
bad
think alike.
taste.
Yeah. Yeah.
We've been
True.
disappointed.
uh, oh man. So 4-3
Jake
right
said.
now. 4-3.
Mm-hmm. I was trying to help you out there, James. I was trying to help
I
you.
know. Hey, I'm not gonna take the easy way out. I already said Promise Neverland. That's fine. You know, I already picked it. All right. Time to flip a coin. I'll take it. Tails. Germs is so drunk.
Don't worry about it.
Me too.
You
Me
ready?
too. Me too. What is it?
Your luck is with your side today. It's heads.
Okay. Okay, good. I'm happy.
Okay, here we go. Worst anime of the year. Now this is gonna be a fun one.
You saw a lot more than me, so I'm curious.
Mm-hmm. So with number 1, we got, you know, come on.
It,
Come on.
it's up there. It's up there.
It's up. Number 2.
Oh, both of them are up there.
Number 3.
No way, really? You hated this one?
Oh yeah. This was some mad garbage.
Let me tell the people. Let me inform the people. So we started watching the original Higurashi to catch up to the new
The previous
20
season.
to the 2021 whatever. And it's a classic. We watched it, but I dropped it. I couldn't handle it. Germs kept going, but apparently it wasn't worth it, eh?
I should have stopped. Hey, but at least I got to see some older MILF versions of the twins, you know.
Oh, time skip. Time skip, eh?
Hey, hey.
Okay. Somewhat redeeming. Okay.
That's basically the only redeeming thing of this show. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie.
I'm
Number
glad I
4.
didn't watch
Come on.
X-Arm.
Especially since I had like after I read like what the manga how the manga was. I'm like, wow. Whoever, if I was the manga creator, I would be fucking pissed. I'm
The
like, wow, this is actually...
the mangaka's pissed, eh? So did you finish X-Arm? Did you watch it all the way?
Yeah. I don't want
Oh
to think about it.
no, you did? Oh no,
Don't
that's
remind me,
terrible.
please.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
That's,
All right.
please. I don't want to think about it no more. But
Listen.
yeah, these were all. I don't want to ever see any one of these ever again. If someone gives me like a Blu-ray one of these, well, I guess I'll keep it. But I'm waiting for whenever it's cold enough where I can start burning it. You know.
I guess I'll have to get you the promised Neverland Season 2 and Wonder Egg Special Blu-ray, eh?
Please not.
All right. So if you don't pick X-Arm, you're crazy. That's my final answer. Lock it in. You're crazy. Thank you. All right. Listen, before you do anything,
These
you
are
don't
all
have to. You don't have to take a shot, and I'm not getting a point. This is a different category, my friend. So go on. Why is X-Arm so bad?
Like all these were like, Higurashi was bad, but like it wasn't like I wanted to
God awful.
Destroy my eyes and like bleach, and bleach them after. It's like okay, I was disappointed by Wonder Egg, and I was really disappointed by Promised Neverland, but it's not like they like went to like super garbage PS2 CGI,
PS2,
like,
that's an insult. This is fucking Dreamcast shit, dude. Come on.
Oh, that's an insult to Dreamcast. Yeah.
No, I love the Dreamcast, but come on, PS2. This was worse than PS2, man. This is
like Commodore 64. I didn't even.
Nice reference, by the way. Nice reference, by the way.
That's an insult. That's an insult to even that. Like whatever you even compare X-Arm animated to was like that's an insult.
Yep.
Like I think probably kids on their iPhones can probably animate stuff better than X-Arm.
Oh yeah.
You know? Like
I'd rather watch the I'd rather watch the Magnavox Odyssey 2, if you know what that is. Another video game reference, but yeah, it was terrible. It was so god awful. If you didn't
No,
pick this,
it's better than that. It's better than this.
I'd lose respect for you if you didn't pick this. Oh my god, it's so bad. It's so bad. But yeah,
So yeah, that's mine.
no point taken. No point, no shot. It's the worst. This is a different category. All right, you ready for mine? All right, you guys ready for my worst anime of the year? Let's start off. Let's start it off with X-Arm.
Who could have seen this? I can't believe you done this.
X-Arm is a steaming pile of shit. It shouldn't exist. The worst type of art is the one that shouldn't exist. This is one that shouldn't exist. It's if you've seen it, I feel sorry for you. You should go to therapy. It's really bad. It's I don't even is this anime, Germs? Or is this just like torture? Is it anime or is it torture? I don't know. It's one of those two. It's really bad. It's so that's X-Arm. Here, let me take a
I
sip.
don't want to think about it anymore. Please.
I gotta take a sip. I gotta take a sip. I gotta take a sip.
Got clear your throat from speaking the garbage.
Exactly. This is Voldemort to me. This is Voldemort. Okay.
Oh, I don't. Please, James, go next slide, please. I don't want. I don't want.
The next slide is gonna be X-Arm. So I don't know if you've seen this one, Germs. It's really bad. It's no one should see this. It's kind of a niche anime. I don't know if anyone's seen this. I don't know if people can relate to this when I pick this one, but it's really bad.
Yeah, big titties. Big titties.
No, it has nothing.
Okay. Nothing.
It actually has worse than nothing. It has the fact that it took your time and will never give it back to you. It's really bad. It's really bad. So let's move on to candidate 3. It's a niche one. Not many people have seen it. So candidate 3 is going to be X-Arm.
Wow.
I don't know if you.
How's the trailer look? Is it
no?
Yeah, million views, trailers, 2 million views.
No.
You know, people are watching it.
No,
good, right?
I don't. I think it's terrible. I don't care how many views it has. It's terrible. I don't know if you've heard of this one. I randomly saw it. I saw 5 seconds of it. I wanted to erase my life completely and reincarnate like an isekai. It's really bad. It's
into the show, right? Into the show because it was so good, right?
Yes, exactly. Because the show was so phenomenal. It's terrible. The animators should be ashamed of themselves. The studio should be ashamed of themselves.
But it's an AI. How an AI animated this? There's no human that could animate this. It's so powerful. It's so beautiful.
Whoever the fuck animated this should be ashamed of themselves. Let's just get on to candidate number 4. Candidate number 4 is going to be X-Arm. I don't know if you've heard of this one. I don't know if you've seen this one or recognize it at all. It's really bad. Yeah. Actually, didn't you show me this one? I think you showed me this one, Germs. it's. I think you showed me 5 seconds, and
well, that girl looks like 2B or something. She maybe it's good.
That's still not a good enough reason. It's still terrible. It's probably one of the worst pieces of content ever created.
Is that guts behind her? Looks like a berserker armor to me. Is that a reference or something maybe?
No. Let's that's going way too far. It's it goes
that was disrespect actually. Never mind. My bad.
Yeah, especially to the mangaka. Apologize immediately. The body armor goes to white. They don't even animate it fully. It's yeah. Okay, so let's just get into it. So my first candidate is going to be X-Arm. It's really bad. I don't know if you've seen that one. Second candidate is going to be X-Arm. I think you've seen that one. It's notorious.
Maybe a second.
It's notoriously bad. The third candidate is going to be X-Arm for me. X-Arm, like the way that I view X-Arm, it's just bad, dude. It's just garbage. It's if you were to look up garbage in the Webster's dictionary, X-Arm would come up. So that's going to be the third candidate, and then the fourth candidate. I'm sure you're aware of this one. It's called X-Arm. It's It's so bad. It's so bad, dude. I don't want you to watch it, but just take my word for it. It's really bad. It's nothing of it is worth any value. So those are my candidates. What do you make of my worst anime of the year? And
Hmm.
what is your pick for my? What do you
Hmm.
think I picked for the worst anime of the year,
You
Germs?
know, number 4 X Arm. Is I think it's probably a little bit better than candidate 2 X Arm, but actually it might be a little bit worse. Actually, that actually might be worse than the first X Arm. Maybe the third X Arm. So I'll go with the first arm. Yeah, X Arm. The first X Arm shouldn't exist.
So you're going with X Arm? Are you gonna lock that in?
Yeah, I'm locking it in.
Okay. Well, you're wrong. It's not X Arm, and it's not X Arm, and it's not X Arm. It's gonna be X Arm. It's it's the worst anime I think I've ever laid my eyes upon. Um, I've watched anime from the 70s, from the 80s, from the 90s. This is
From the BC.
yeah,
You know,
from 2000 BC, before Christ was ever walked the earth. This is easily the worst shit that I've ever seen, and I'll never forgive you for ever showing me it. So the 2021 Mr. James worst anime of the year has to be X Arm. Has to be that
oh wait,
pile of.
I'm
Go
looking.
ahead.
I'm looking at my list, and it's the same one. Whoa,
Really? No way. Really? You picked the same one?
crazy.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised. That icon of the steaming pile of shit doesn't do it justice. So you know, it's worse than that. It's worse than this icon that you see. So,
I agree. I agree.
uh,
Hey James, do you believe in your final up heads and tails here? This is the most important
heads,
one.
heads, and let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Put it right to the camera.
What is it?
Heads. You go
No
first.
way. No way.
Hey, going first on the last one. I guess that's the one you want to go
Hey,
first on.
I believed in myself. I believed in myself, all right? All right. Real quick, let's take a toast. Final category of our list. We're finally to the 2021 anime of the year. We finally did it, Germs.
One
Toast to
last
you.
one. One last one for
To-
the road.
toast to the podcast. Toast to us.
Toast to X Arm.
Not toast to S Arm. I wanted to spit that out right now. All right. You ready, broski? You ready?
Time for some spicy ones here.
Okay. So, worst anime of the year was kind of funny. I guess Germs is correctly, but mine was all the same. It's a meme, so we're not gonna count that one. No points given, no shots taken. This we finally get back to seriousness. Think about this one, Germs. Think about this one. This will be fun.
Oh, the marbles.
Yeah, for all the marbles. For anime of the year 2021, we could count it for 2 points. That'll decide the winner. I'm very curious to see what you'll have to say. You ready?
Hmm? Yeah.
Candidate number 1, Wonder Egg Priority.
Yeah.
Wonder Egg Priority. We talked about this on the way to the a certain let's say TCG shop of sorts. Remember that? We had Sonic that day. We were talking about it. Man, I fucking love this show. I thought it stuck the landing for the final episode. Then the special came, but we're not going to count the special. We're not going to count
What's
that.
special?
What special? Exactly. What was this? 11 episodes? Whatever it was. These episodes of just the series were fucking perfect. In fact, I'd go as far as to say the series is better without the special. Like, if you're going to watch it based on our recommendation, don't watch the special. Just watch the series and let your imagination take over for the
It's so
ending.
much
So,
better. It's so much
so much
better.
better.
Please don't watch that.
Please. Please. And I loved all of it. I loved all 4 characters. You know, I loved all 3 of them. I love Frill, even though they didn't really,
Oh, I
cap
wish
Can we can we get a second season that retcons the special, please? Cloverworks, please. It's so good. This is a cult classic. Like when we have kids and we're like older and we're in our fucking 30s or 40s or whatever, and we're talking about anime germs, I'm gonna bring up Wonder Egg, dude. Wonder Egg was phenomenal, start to finish, and even the recap. The recap was fine. Like, would I have preferred original content? Sure, but it was still good nonetheless. Now, per the rules of this award show, we're not counting the special here, okay? Let's make that very clear. This is only the television series. The special is not factored into this equation. And of the television series, I thought it was basically perfect. 5 out of 5. I loved it. So that's candidate number 1, Wonder Egg priority. Candidate number 2, Attack on Titan, the final season, part 1, technically, because part 2 is airing now. Part 1 to me was special. It was different. It was unique. I love the plot twist it had, with Aaron undercover and the big, as you can see in the poster,
Oh
him
yeah,
sort of.
that was so
That was
spicy.
sick. That was sick. That was sick. I loved how it ended too, on like a cliffhanger.
Mm-hmm.
So good. I mean, the way that I would describe Attack on Titan's final season is like it did everything it needed to do. That's how I would describe it. Everything after 4 seasons, how would you expect the show to continue? Here you go. 5 out of 5. Perfect. Flawless. It's like no complaints. Candidate number 3, Shoku Tensei. Jobless reincarnation,
What a
man.
year.
What a year. I didn't think I liked isekai. I didn't think I had it in me to like isekai. This is an isekai done right. And I haven't seen a ton of isekai, but I can tell you with the matter of fact, that this one does it right because it connects back to the previous lifestyle. You know what I mean? A lot of isekai don't do that. And this shows Rudius at his previous life. It shows what he's done in his new life. It's jobless, man. Like, it's 5 out of 5. When we were working out in my garage, Germs, and you told me, you gotta watch Horimiya and you gotta watch Jobless. I was like, okay, I guess I'll watch them. I didn't know how good they would be, but man, am I eternally grateful to you for recommending me Jobless Reincarnation. It's great. There's no complaints with it. Like I said, every week, week after week after week, I had no complaints with it. Candidate number 4, Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, Season 2. Like I said, Kyoto Animation did a phenomenal job with this. It looks beautiful. It sounds beautiful. Characters are drawn beautifully. The story progresses beautifully.
Beautiful.
I think all of these are 5 out of 5s for me. Perfect. I can't complain. If I'm
Beautiful year.
complaining, I'm nitpicking. And honestly, these 4, besides Vivi, I haven't seen Vivi. Okay, so don't put away your pitchforks against me for Vivi. But besides Vivi, I think that these 4 are honestly my top 4 of the year. Let's go over them. Wonder Egg, Attack on Titan, which again started in 2020 but came over into 2021, so it's a candidate. Mushoku Tensei, both cores. Kobayashi, what a phenomenal way for Kyoto Animation to come back. Wonder Egg, that's easily the best anime of Cloverworks. Yes, they fumbled the special, but we're not counting that. All of these are 5 out of 5. All of these are A+, honestly. Like, if I don't give these an A+, I'm nitpicking at that point. You know what I mean, Germs? Like, I'm like finding little things here and there to fucking be one of those critics about. I was seriously satisfied with all of them. Storytelling, the characters, the music, the direction, the animation, all of these were phenomenal. And with that, I hand it over to you, my friend. What do you think my anime of the year 2021 was?
Like it's like I'm picking a needle from my haystack here. It's like
Mm-hmm.
there's so many good choices here. It's like any of them, any of them can be. It's like it's like am I feeling pizza today or am I feeling pasta? It's like
Italian, eh?
mm-hmm. Like like Wonder Egg. I had so much Attack on Titan, Jobless is Jobless, Kobayashi Kobayashi. It's like all I gotta say is their names, and that's all I gotta say. Like all you need is one episode of One Drag, and you're like, okay, there's 12 more of those. Like, oh, this is so tough, so tough. Like Attack on Titan took into a whole new different little direction there when it started off. It's like, ooh, spicy.
Yep.
Jobless
Tell
is
me
like,
about.
ooh, isekai. I don't like isekai, but hey, isekai's cool. Kobayashi, it's like, oh, hey, 20's back and they're fucking starting off with a banger. It's like, how do I choose? It's like, I can't pick one, but we gotta pick one, unfortunately.
All four of these are 5 out of 5 and deserve a swig. So, while you contemplate what I picked, I'll be taking a drink, my friend.
Like, I can't not pick personal bias here. It's like, they're all good, but like, I had to pick one.
What do you think I picked? What do you think I picked?
I'm going. I think I'm 50-50 here, and I'm on the other side here, on the other side of the coin.
Here, let me
But
help you. Can I help you?
no, no,
Tell
no,
me,
no, no,
tell me,
no.
tell me what your final two are. Tell me what your two you think one of those two I picked. Tell me.
Attack on Titan and Kobayashi.
Okay. Okay. Well, then it's a spoiler. I can't say it now.
Oh, oh, oof. They're all like they Attack on Titan and Kobayashi have been winners for us so far. It's like I don't know.
They're so great,
I'll,
dude. They're so great. All of them are so great, dude.
I know it feels sad even have to like boil it down to two.
Hey,
But
let me ask you a question before you pick. I don't know what your top four are, but is this a solid top four as a
not even a
normie?
question.
Yeah,
Not even a question.
as a normie who isn't crazy into anime like you are, even though I got into anime before you did. Um, is this a solid top four for 2021? Is this a good list?
Yeah. Oh, this is not even a question. This is like even in the future, top 10 like of the year. And if I don't see these in the top, it's like, what's wrong with you?
Right,
Or something must have crazy, or maybe like the third sequels of these series must have come out or something.
right.
But for you, going in, I'm gonna go with Attack on Titan.
You locking it in, broski?
I'm locking it in.
My 20, Mr. James, 2021 anime of the year is drum roll, please.
Sound won't come through. Ah, ah! It's so fire though. I can't be mad.
Mushoku Tensei, Jobless Reincarnation, is one that I didn't want to watch, but I thank you eternally for telling me to watch this. It is phenomenal. The first season, we can't predict the future, how the second season and third season and whatever happens. But this first season in 2021 is nothing less than spectacular. The world building, the characters, the story. Let me ask you a question, Germs. What do you think my second pick was? Besides Mushoku Tensei, what was my second choice?
It's so tough. It's either Kobayashi or Attack on Titan to me.
Which one?
Attack on
Pick it.
Titan.
You're wrong. Wonder Egg.
No.
Wonder Egg. Wonder Egg and Mushoku Tensei were easily my top 2 anime of the year. And I thought about it, man. I thought about it. I thought about it at the pool. I thought about it working out. I really contemplated it, and the fact that I'm picking Mushoku Tensei over Wonder Egg kind of hurts. It's really those two. Those are the two that really left an impression on me. But just slightly, I'm just gonna give it to Mushoku Tensei. Um, I love Wonder Egg, and this is no shade to Wonder Egg. I don't think Wonder Egg won any of my categories, but it was nominated a lot, right? You saw it a lot, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna slightly, just a hair, just a half of a hair, gonna give it to Mushoku Tensei. Both of them are 10 out of 10. Both of them are groundbreaking. Both of them are life changing, but I'll give it to Mushoku Tensei. Mushoku Tensei. What's to say about Mushoku Tensei? It's a love letter to the fans, to all the manga readers, to all the light novel readers. They did such a great job with it, and the anime's fantastic. When I watched Wonder Egg, I'm like, oh, done. That's anime of the year. That's anime of the year. But then Mushoku Tensei came along, man, and it's like, which one do I pick? And even now, the fact that I picked Mushoku Tensei, I still feel bad for Wonder Egg. That's how fucking close they are, man. That's how fucking close they are. But I'm gonna give it to Mushoku Tensei just by a smidge, just by a smidge. I think it's opened my eyes to the isekai genre. I don't think any isekai has done it as well as this one, but it's too good. It's too good. I talked about it every week. We both talked about it every week. They made a whole studio for this one, Germs, right? Like White Fox made a subsidiary for Studio Bind. It's too good. It's too good. Again, I want to apologize.
I can't wait till next year.
Exactly. If it comes out this year or next year or whatever, I want to apologize to Cloverworks, to everyone who worked on Wonder Egg. It was phenomenal, and I feel so bad that I couldn't pick it. Mushoku Tensei was just a little bit better than Wonder Egg, just a little bit. But both are 11 out of 10. Both are phenomenal, and those those were my top two. You know what's funny, Germs? You were picking between Kobayashi and Attack on Titan, huh? The two that weren't my top two, but top four. They're both my top
Still
four.
bangers.
But, still
It's not.
bangers. Still bangers. And I feel bad not picking Kobayashi too. Kobayashi is so beautiful, but there's something about Mushoku
Not everyone can
Tensei.
win.
I don't use the term masterpiece often. Have you ever heard me say that, Germs? I mean, I don't use that often, but Wonder Egg and Mushoku Tensei will both get the term masterpiece from me. They both will. They're so phenomenal. They're so incredible. And I'm just going to slightly give it to Mushoku Tensei. Just slightly. Just slightly. That's how I feel. And again, it has nothing to do with Wonder Egg Special. Nothing to do with that. I'm only looking at the series. But Mushoku Tensei just did it for me. With that, I will shut up. Time to go to Germs list. Sorry.
No problem. No problem.
All right.
So time for the spice for the germs here. Ready
I
for
can't
this?
wait. I can't wait.
Number one, Wonder Egg priority, man. I've had so many talks with so many people about this series and the love and what I love the series from the special when when we're in between and all that kind of stuff, and just the love I have this for the series is it's up there, you know, for the
Yeah.
year. I've talked about this show so many people, so many different times. It's like, how could I not put this at the top four? Top, you know, it's just so good, man. Like I just love the characters, fell in love with them so quick, and it's like every episode would be so dense, so good, and you know, I'll be like, oh, I can't wait for the next week, you know, and learn so much more about this world and the characters and see how they, you know, progress. And it's like, oh, it just never stops until it did. And it's like, oh, I just wanted to keep going. But
Do you remember on our way when we were on the freeway talking about what's the final episode gonna be? Remember that?
so
Like,
many
how
different
are they?
ways.
Man, on the way to you can bleep this out. Game corner. We talked about for like an hour. How are they gonna end this shit? And that goes to show you how much we loved it, how much you loved it, how much I loved it. It was so good, dude. So good.
Mm, no doubt in my mind that this is easily a top four.
100%.
Easily.
100%.
Number two up in here. Come on. How could I not? How could I not
Gr-
put Jobless up in here?
Great
Oh.
minds think alike. Great minds think alike.
Like yeah, I think so many shows, but like some just they just can't be beat, you know? Like, oh, I can watch all
hmm
these other shows, but Jobless is just gonna beat them no matter whatever what they do. No matter what isekai they are, no matter how big titties are, you know? It's just Jobless is just gonna beat them.
So
Rock's gonna beat them any day.
you read the manga. So did it exceed your
Oh,
expectation?
easily.
Hell yeah.
Like each week, I was like seeing in the comment section or seeing, you know, or not our.
Oh,
It's like, oh, our beautiful our fans, and the you
I
know
loved
seeing
it.
Reddits as well.
I
Like, oh, I'm
loved it.
learning so much about you know all this extra stuff that wasn't even in the manga, even though I saw some new stuff in the anime each episode. It's like there's just so much with the series, and I can't. I'm gonna you know cry and you know have a hole in my heart when this episode ends one day, and you know however many years, you know.
It was
But
great. It
we're
was
gonna
great.
enjoy the ride. The ride's gonna be such a beautiful thing, you know. And I
hmm
can't wait. This is just the beginning, you know. I can't wait to see more from Studio Bind and series. So beautiful, beautiful as well. Beautiful, beautiful. So number three, Vivi, man.
The one I haven't seen. Fuck.
So good, man. Like just Vivi as a character. Like there's even that many characters with the series. Honestly, it's just mostly just about Vivi and the story about what's going on and what she's trying to do. And it's just like, oh, this is just so beautiful. And like then they also just give you beautiful fight scenes and beautiful all this other stuff as well. It's like, man, they just keep going.
hmm
Oh, so I just absolutely love with what they have done here,
Hey,
man.
promise me that you'll watch it with me, man. I gotta watch
Hmm?
this at some
Oh yeah,
point. I gotta watch it.
I'd never be disappointed to rewatch Vivi again, man. So
Let's
good.
do it. Let's do
Vivi's
it.
such a great, fantastic character, and all the stuff that goes. It's just like, oh, so good, man. So good.
Let's do it.
Mm-hmm. So candidate four here is
I knew it. I fucking knew it. Ah.
oh, man. Like, oh, I don't know if you've seen the last few episodes, man, but like that's really what took me over the edge with the series, man. Like it, like I was like already like I just kept falling more and more and more in love with the series. I'm like you know they got to disappoint me at some point, but it just kept going and going. It's like in the you know in the at the end there, I don't want to say anything at all, but like that last
Don't.
episode, it's like
I haven't seen it.
man,
I haven't seen it.
man, it just it's like wow, I can't believe what I can't believe, but I love what they've done with this series, man. So good, man.
I bet.
Like every single one of those characters, I you know is just absolutely fantastic and well written and you know well developed. It's not just like you see you know those cute little idols and you're like oh you know they're just there for an episode or two and it's like no you know they're important characters. Well, everyone's an important character. Some get more screen time than others, but hey, that's just how it is. I
Right.
absolutely just loved the way that the series had Odokawa, right in the center of everything. He's taxi driver, as you said. Like if
Yeah.
it wasn't Odokawa being a taxi driver, it wouldn't be the same.
Exactly.
If
Exactly.
if he was
Exactly.
some pizza delivery boy or whatever, it just wouldn't be the same.
If he was
You'd see
some
so many.
NPC, if he was some NPC, no one would care. But because he's a taxi driver, he gets to see all these different perspectives, all these new people, all the cops, the studio people, the lottery guy, the social media guy. You know what I mean? Like he gets to see all these new personalities. It's great.
Hmm,
It's great.
yeah,
Sorry, but yeah.
and I also just love this character. Like I just love his sense of humor and just the way he does things, man.
Yep.
And the characters you want to hate, you hate, and that's how you know they made a good character. It's like, oh, that monkey guy. It's like, oh, I hate it. How he does what he does, but it's like that's what you're supposed to feel. That's what the author wanted you to feel, most likely. Like you're not
Right.
supposed to feel good looking at these characters. Some of these characters, like that's how you know they made a good character. If you're supposed to hate him and you hate him, you're like, damn, you got me. I can't say I can't say anything about that. But man,
Right. What was his
absolutely just
name?
love.
Dobu? What was his name? Dobu? Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Like you're
that's
supposed. Well,
mhm,
don't say anything.
mhm,
But yeah. Yeah. You're supposed to hate him. It's great. I loved it. I loved it.
mhm.
But yeah.
It's in a subtle little commentary with some of like the social media guy, the gotcha guy. It's like wow, it's like they were like
Oh
going to these
yeah.
these like modern concepts, and it's like damn, this is hitting me hard. It's like damn, this is if I was if I was a hardcore gotcha gamer, I'd be rethinking my life right now watching this show with animals.
Right.
Like
Right.
some shows like to capitalize on making them all sexual and stuff. Like they just made them animals because they are animals. It's like whatever. It doesn't matter what happens.
Exactly. And I don't really care for the whole like animal theme, but Odd
It's
Taxi pulled it off. They pulled it
yeah,
off, man.
it's
You know what I
it's like
mean?
it's like a purely aesthetic thing. It's not like it's like
Hmm.
oh you're a walrus because whatever. It's like it doesn't matter. It
Exactly.
literally doesn't even matter.
Exactly.
It's just characters doing character things, man, and it's just Otokawa's in the center of it all in the best way.
Right.
Well, I guess I went on a really long rant about Taxi randomly, I guess. That's my canon number 4.
Ooh,
Oh,
solid list, bro. Solid
oh,
list. The only difference I had was Attack on Titan and Kobayashi, but Vivi
all
and Odd
fire.
Taxi, dude. Many
Like I
people,
can have a top 10 of the best anime this year, honestly.
dude. This year was solid, wasn't it? This year was really
Mhm.
good. Vivi and Odd Taxi. A lot of people say those are anime of the year. So
Mhm. I definitely agree. This year was just so fire. It's like you're spoiled in the best way for choices. Like, what kind of show do you want? You want a little bit more, music or drama focused? Hey, Vivi, you want the isekai action power fan? Not really power fantasy, just progression. Hey, Jobless. You like this like spicy drama? You're questioning every week. Hey, what's happening? There's literally just infinite amount of shows you watch this year, man.
right, right.
We're at a beautiful point.
Oh yeah, 100%. 100%. And I think I pick solid choices, but you definitely pick solid choices too. Um, at this point, cause worst anime, cause I kind of like memed it. That one doesn't count. Like I picked for you, and so that would tie us, but that one doesn't count because I memed it. Right, you know what I mean. So, at best, I can tie here because you're up 4-3, 4-3. So let's see if I can tie. Let's see if I can tie. Let's take a sip. Let's take a sip if you don't mind. Or I guess you're not really drinking a mixed drink, but here, take only half a shot, whatever you want. What a hell of a season, eh? What a hell of a season.
Hell of a year.
Hell of a year. Hell of a year. Let's take a sip. That's what I meant. Hell of a year. Just a little tipsy. All right.
This is a tough one, man.
It is.
Even for me, it was a tough one. But I
What did
did have
you
to pick, unfortunately.
What did you pick for mine, by the way?
Yours was Kobayashi.
You
No, Attack
picked
on Titan.
Kobe. You
Attack on
picked
Titan.
Attack on Titan for me. It's hard. It's
For me,
hard.
yeah, for having to pick for me versus picking for you was a very different thing.
Well, no, I think they're both equally hard. I won't make excuses for
Yeah.
myself. I think we watched most of Odd Taxi. You liked it. Let's set that one aside. I don't think it was your anime of the year. I would have heard way more shit from you. Vivi, I've heard a lot of stuff from you. Let's put that one aside. Again, I'm biased because I watched the other two, but let's do Wonder Egg or Jobless. Wonder Egg, you told me, is in your top 9. Jobless, though, do I pick one that you told me is definitely in your top 9, or do I pick one that I think you would have fucking picked? At best, I'm trying to tie here because the worst anime of the year doesn't count because I picked the same shit, right? X-Arm, no other anime could be in the same category as X-Arm. It was too terrible. That'd be an insult to any other anime, so. Even though I picked yours right on the worst anime, we had the same shit. It doesn't matter.
Come on, can you do this, James? This is the time.
Can you tell me if I'm right? If one of those two is correct?
You're in the 50-50, James.
Fuck. Oh my god, that makes it worse.
Yep, that's what. This is the time. Can you finally break the 50-50? The curse. If you
Okay.
pick the
So let me ask you a question. So these top 2, the Wonder Egg and Jobless, are those your top 2 of the whole year?
Yeah.
Same. So we have good taste. We have good taste. By the way, anyone watching at this point, we did not corroborate this at all. We just
in any single way.
We just have great taste. Man. I want to tie. I want to tie so I don't lose. Fuck. But what are the chances? Because how many categories have we picked the same? 2 or 3? How many categories have we picked the same exact winner? 2 or 3?
3 if you count. Well, I think was the one.
Forget worst. Forget
Mhm.
worst. So like 2, right?
Yeah.
Man, what is the chance that you picked Jobless? I remember you telling me Wonder Egg was in your top 9, and it's probably in my top 9 too. And we're not counting the special. Fuck.
You're on that 50-50, James.
Jobless. Jobless and lock it in. Don't let me look.
Okay, here we go.
Yes. Yes.
You did it, James. You broke
I
the
did it.
curse.
Oh my god. So both of our anime of the year is Jobless Reincarnation, Mushoku Tensei. Let's give a round of applause. Let's give a round of applause to Mushoku Tensei. Anime of the year, we both agree. I don't know if we'll ever agree on
Seal
anime
of
of the year. The Weeb Retreat seal of approval. Mushoku Tensei, Jobless Reincarnation.
And Wonder Egg, both of our number 2s.
Both of our number 2s. But man. So that puts us at 4 and 4. My worst anime was kind of like whatever. You can't really count that. So we're at 4 and 4. Shit. I thought you would totally wipe me, dude. I thought it'd be like 7-0. Out of the 12 categories, I thought it'd be like really bad. But wow, I'm happy. I'm surprised. Talk about Mushoku Tensei. Why'd you pick it as your anime of the year?
It it's like even more than anime of the year. Honestly, to me, it's like the series of the year. Maybe
Oh
series of
yeah.
the decade. It's
Oh yeah.
like the more and more I read, like the more manga chapters I read and they come out, and it's like, oh, every week, every month, I'm like, come on, I'm getting blue balled over here. And then now
Oh
that there's
man.
anime, it's like, oh, there's adding even more content that was cut, and it's like it's literally just the best. It's like, oh, I was expecting, a caramel sundae with, a cherry on top, but it came in with the super deluxe, Arabian chocolate caramel with, it's like, oh my god, they just keep it. It only makes it better, with like 5 cherries on top. And it's
They
all
did
just fantastic.
11 out of 10. 11 out of 10 is the only way I could describe Mushoku Tensei. And like I said, I feel bad about fucking Wonder Egg, dude. I was so positive Wonder Egg was going to be my anime of the year, but Mushoku Tensei, it happened that they came out in the same year. And Mushoku Tensei is just how do you
Mm.
pick against Mushoku
The world
Tensei?
building, the
The world
characters.
building. Let me say this. So I haven't seen a ton of anime. I've seen, I don't know, 150, 200, whatever, somewhere in there. The world building in Mushoku Tensei, I've never experienced any world building as good as Mushoku Tensei's. Mushoku Tensei is number one in world building for me. So it's so good, dude. Every time they go to a new continent, it's like, I feel it, like
I'm there too.
the new opening, the new like scenes that they show while they play the
Mm-hmm.
music. So good, dude. And I love Wonder Egg. I feel like I'm doing Wonder Egg dirty because I don't. Did Wonder Egg win any of my categories? I don't think so. And like Wonder Egg deserves it, man. Wonder Egg was fucking phenomenal, but it just happened that Mushoku Tensei came out the same year.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, man. Sorry, Cloverworks. Sorry. Wonder Egg was phenomenal. I sincerely applaud you for that anime for the rest of my life, but Mushoku Tensei was just next level. Just next level, you know?
I
We're
definitely
such fan
agree.
we're such fanboys.
Mm-hmm.
What can we say? What can we say?
Oh, yeah, man. Even though I watched so much, even more anime than you did, it's- a
Hey,
lot of it came back to the good stuff, man.
I did good, right? For not watching nearly as much as you, I did pretty decent, right? I
Hmm.
did pretty decent. Your
I thought
second
I thought it was
anime.
hilarious. I forgot which one we had both all four of them the exact same. I forget which
Oh,
one that
which one?
was.
Let me look. I'm very curious now. Was that the biggest disappointment?
Yeah,
Way of the House
that for
Husband,
sure.
Way of the House Husband, Promise Neverland, Shaman King, and Wonder Egg Special. Definitely
It,
had to be
was,
that one.
I feel like there was something else, or at least something really close. But it's just wild how close we got on so many different shows. It's like,
Pull it up. Pull it up real quick. What was your biggest disappointments? I think we had the same exact four, dude.
yeah, that one I know that one for sure. I was thinking of like a normal category,
Like a 3 out of
like
4 or
it
something.
was like OP or EDs or something.
That biggest disappointment, we had 4 out of 4 though. That's pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy though. But
Yeah,
yeah,
what a great year, man! What a great year!
that was
So
a
many
great year for
fantastic
anime.
anime.
That was a great year for anime. So let's take another toast to all the beautiful, beautiful anime. Mushoku Tensei, you're number one. I think me and Jerms both agree. Wonder Egg, you're number two, but very close. Would you agree with me? Very close, right?
Hmm.
Man, I feel bad picking against Wonder Egg, but Mushoku Tensei, just too good.
I see.
Spicy, so
Thanks,
yeah.
guys.
Hit the next slide. So yeah. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I think me and
if
Germs
if
at
you're
this
if you're
point.
this deep in, you're a real one.
Oh hell yeah! comment down below. We will give you a thumbs up and a heart and reply to you if you've made it this far. We appreciate you watching all the way. And yeah, I think me and Germs are both a little buzzed at this point. Hell of a time, dude.
A
Oh
long
man,
time. If you
a
join us
long.
this time, well, I'd love to take another shot with you, but I gotta go to work tomorrow.
Yeah, same. So, all right. We got a great show for you guys today. If you enjoyed this, hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you're a weeb like we are. If you're
I'll
listening
see you
on
here special.
exactly. If you're listening on iTunes or Spotify, give us a follow on there. And any final thoughts before we head out, Germs?
Oh, damn! These hours passed by like it was nothing, man. Like it was nothing.
I know we both have we both have work in the morning, but this was so fun. This was so fun, and I can't wait to do it for 2022. Honestly, so
Yeah,
all
I'm even
right,
more motivated to watch more anime now, even than
exactly,
last year.
exactly. And I didn't watch a shit ton, but the fact that you put a lot of what I watched on your list is great. So, subscribe if you're a weeb like we are. If you're listening on iTunes, Spotify, give us a follow on there. And with that, weebs out. We will see you
Love you.
guys next week. Peace out.